Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can you hear me out there? Make sure I got everything straight. Can y'all hear me out there? All right, all right. What up, Shavar? Jason J. Radioactive Scorpion, American Indian Truth. Zoe Virtuor. Who else we got? B Money. Fitzroy George. Jason J. Nagone 11, you still with us? Undead 797. Mike Gates. Chi-Town in the building. ABLO, what's happening? We're going to let a few people get on up in here before we start. What's good, Philosopher Doom? Jack Carbon, salute, family. Nutso 357. Good to see my moderators in here. What up, Tamar Reese? Bronx Don, Eric James, R. Rose. Yeah, it is about time, right? Moderators, do me a favor and drop T. McCall right off the back, as always, with the super chat. Appreciate that. Moderators, if you can, will you post Mig Told Knowledge Darius's YouTube channel so that those who may not be subscribed, although I think everybody that's going to be here tonight are or have been or is subscribed to Mig Told Knowledge Darius. What up, C. Douglas? I believe everybody know who he is, but I'm going to introduce him anyway when he comes on. As you come in, family, like the video on your way in. Vancouver guy, good evening to you too, bro. I Beats, what's up, fam? Glad you can join us. Darius will be on soon. Grand finale. Appreciate the super chat, brother. In fact, I'm gonna put Mig Toe Knowledge Darius's PayPal up. He should be in a minute. Appreciate that, Jack Carbon posting in his channel. Appreciate that. I'm gonna throw his PayPal link up just in case anyone wants to donate. Appreciate Tamara Reese for saying that. Hit the like button. We get people coming in. Once we get a few more in, we're gonna kick it off. We're gonna chop up some red pill game today. As soon as my special guest get here, who really needs no introduction, but I'm gonna introduce him anyway. I thought a red pillar, yes sir. My brother Black Ram, at it again, yes sir, yes sir. Bronx Don says time to get therapeutic, man. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. A few more moments until my brother comes in, and we'll kick it off. We're going to chop it up a little bit tonight. Some red pill game live for sure. Book of Alpharonomy in the building. What's happening, bro? Always good to see you, man. Alpha's up for sure. T. McCall, Black Ram just turned a few brothers on to you. I have to be selective. Some brothers, I mean, simps just won't get it. That's right. This stuff ain't for everybody, man. It's only for a select few of individuals who can actually go against, rebel against, how can I say, outthink their severe blue pill programming and conditioning. And it's not an easy thing to do. See, Boogie, what's happening? Rick's Mace came here from JPV. Oh yeah, Junk Pile Video, absolutely. Riz Jeezy 40, thank you for the super chat, bro. Right off the back, even before my guest arrive. Appreciate that. Shin Goki, what's happening? We should be starting shortly. The Thinking Man's Templar. What's happening? No, you're not late, Thinking Man's Templar. We just starting out. Let me be interviewing MGTOW Knowledge Darius. We just starting. I'm gonna email you again, Thinking Man's Templar, about that what I want to do. But we'll wrap. Gray February. What's happening? Keisha can keep that spoiled bitter juice. Yes, she can. Yes, she can. JD Tate. Good to see you here live with me, fam. Appreciate that. Absolutely. Well, while we waiting on MGTOW Knowledge Darius, he should be with us shortly. But as we wait for him, what do you guys think about that move by Bron going to LA? Christopher Clipper, Marcus Allen, appreciate that. AM, keep up the good work, bro. Appreciate the super chat, AM. Dark 473, appreciate you, Marcus Allen. Appreciate that, AM, for the super chat. I appreciate that right off the back. Brandon HTV says, my two favorite YouTubers collaborating has Christmas come early. Indeed, fam. We here. So anyway, just real quick, while MGTOW Darius is getting himself prepared to come on, LeBron James moving from Cleveland to LA, putting the pieces together. 4 years, $154 million deal. I wasn't surprised by it either. The West is stacked. I think most teams are going to make moves to a degree that Golden State is not going to be able to win the Western Conference again. In fact, Houston almost beat them. I think if Chris Paul was okay, you would have seen the Houston Rockets win their first championships with Chris Paul and James Harden. Not their first championship, but you know what I mean. I think Golden State really is not the unbeatable team that everybody think that they are. You said LaFlop, huh? I don't think Golden State is a team that people think they are. And I think it's only a matter of time before Golden State fails. To me, Stephen Curry, Stephen Curry, and Klay Thompson are sometimers. They'll give you some 20s and 30-point nights, but most nights, man, 16, 17. I don't think they're as consistent as everybody think they are. When they hitting, but when they off, they off. Ricky Dawson, appreciate the super chat, brother. Good day to you, sir. Appreciate that. I just don't think that Golden State is a team that everybody think they are. I think they got, I'm not gonna say they got lucky. Do they have talent? Yes. Are they a good team? Yes. But I really don't think that Golden State is that unbeatable team that everybody think. I think Klay Thompson is just too sometime, and as he gets a little older, him and Steph Curry, those injuries are probably going to become more and more pronounced. They're probably going to have more and more injuries through the season, and I think it won't take a long time for them to be dethroned, for sure. Christopher Clipper says, Black Ram, you turn into white sheep. What do you mean by white sheep? Sir Tricks a lot. Good to see you in here, bro. Mr. Limba from the Mr. Limba channel. Salute to you too, fam. Trex says Raptors still gonna lose. Yeah, I think it's pretty much a no-brainer of who's gonna come out of the East.
Yo,
what's happening?
What's going on, bro?
Man, good to have you, brother. People been asking for this for a while.
Hey, it's been requested, you know.
Yes, sir. Good to have you on, man.
Yeah, oh yeah, man.
We were just chopping it up about a little bit basketball until you come in, so we're gonna go on and get started.
Yeah, let's get it cracking. It's gonna be a great stream, man. We got some good knowledge for you guys. You know, as I always say, we grinding, we growing, and we learning. So let's get it going.
Yes, sir. So let me introduce the program proper. Black Ram 313 back at it again live. You know why? It's because this is therapeutic, man. Back again with another therapy session. This time with my brother from Chicago, Darius MIGTOE Knowledge. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the program, brother. Good to have you on. And I'm sure everybody here is familiar with who you are. What you want to say to the people to begin, brother?
Listen, man, whether you M-oA33, MGTOW, SYSBM, whatever faction or group you claim, whatever ideology you a part of, we all about helping men. We helping men grow and value themselves. So this is what we about. So I'm happy to be a part of this this live stream, man.
Absolutely. Thinking Man's Templar, thank you, sir, for the super chat.
Y'all, they lacing you up, man. They all them. Y'all don't know all them super chats going. Y'all doing Blackground like that?
That's because you here, bro. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go on and paste your PayPal link in my in the chat and see what's happening with that, so some guys can hit the piggy bank, the juice fund, right?
And I always say, guys, man, whatever your favorite YouTuber is, it takes a lot of dedication and hard work for us to create content and give you guys what you need. So support your favorite content creator, however which way you can. So yeah, you guys donate to the Juice Fund. Y'all know my theme on my MGTOW Knowledge account. So let's get it going, man.
Absolutely. Shout out to Adrian Thomas for his super chat. Appreciate you, fam. And Darius, I just posted your in my chat your PayPal. So guys, when every periodically I'm gonna keep posting it so guys can send you a shout out that way. Yes, so yeah, so let's get into some cooking, man. Again, I have to say one more time, people have been asking for it. You know, quite a few people have asked me when you're gonna have MIGTOE Darius on, or they'd love to see a stream between you and I, the Chi-Town connection, the Chirac connection. So I gotta say again, it's finally good to have you on here.
Oh yeah.
So just in case we have those watching who don't know who you are, how long have you been on YouTube, brother?
Oh man, I started my MGTOW channel about a year and a half ago. And
wait, a year and a half ago? That's it, man. And you got what? Almost you got about 17,000 subscribers. So you really took off in a year, man.
Yeah, almost at 18K, man. Just telling guys what they need to hear, what they chopping it up, giving them real life experiences.
Wow.
They receptive.
Your channel is hot, bro. It took me 5 years to get to 20,000 subs, and you will have 20,000 in less than 2 years. So your content is hot, hard, heavy, and hitting, man. It's a firecracker over there, man. You cooking. You pretty much do a live stream almost every day or every other day, right?
Yeah, I try to get to these guys every 2 days, 3 days. So I think it's better to do live streams. They much more beneficial. You can answer questions, take phone calls, as you guys know I do that. As I do, it's much better in that way, Plus, the more videos you drop, the bigger your channel gets, the more opportunity feminists and simps have a chance to flag your content. So, live streams are the way to go.
Yeah, that's true. I think I'm going to endeavor to do more live streams in the future. Not a lot. I don't get on here too much, but in the future, I hope to do a few more live streams. So let's get into it. So you've been on YouTube for about a year now. Well, yeah, what you say 2017, right? You started?
Yep, year and a half I've been on YouTube.
Okay, about a year and a half. Okay. And what inspired you to do this MGTOW channel?
Man, I seen men suffering. I tell guys that I'm not the type to sit on my hands and say, hey, I got all the knowledge. I know this and that. I want to help men. So that's why I made this channel, and I just threw up a couple videos. I didn't think it was gonna go this viral, and my channel was gonna blow up like this. But guys have been very receptive to it all across the globe, different states, black, white, Hispanic, Asian. They love the knowledge that I bring to them. So that's what made me started. I just want to help men. That's my number one thing, just helping men.
Mm-hmm. Who do you say you were inspired by, like early on in the beginning when you start your YouTube channel? Because a lot of us, we derived inspiration by listening to other YouTubers. I know I was first inspired by Adigon Force and the Last Crucible and on to Stardust and Barbarossa, who would you say was the main catalyst to make you want to start your YouTube channel, if there are any?
Uh Man, just to show my face. Like I'm not harping on anybody that doesn't show their face, but I just want to be as candid and real as I possibly could. So Big John from MGTOW's Freedom, he doesn't have a channel up anymore, but I think it's called Society for Men's Freedom now. So he inspired me to create a MGTOW channel and go from there, man.
Oh, okay, my man. Appreciate that. All right. So let's get into a few more questions before we get into the meat of the show. A few more things about you. So you recently, to my congratulations to you, had a victory in family court, a thing that most men uh, don't achieve or don't receive. Can you tell us a little bit about your recent victory in family court?
Man, I say we had a victory. This is a victory for men across the globe because we are alienated from our children. I got two beautiful daughters. They're 6 years old, and I was going through a custody battle. I was being alienated from my children. There's a lot of you guys, a lot of men that have gone through the system that have children, was trying to be extorted from by way of child support. Hired an attorney, a good attorney, and it was about a year's battle, and I came through with a victory. Went to trial. It was insane, man. And I see why men just say, hey, you know what, forget it. I pay the child support, and I see my kid maybe twice a month or whatever the case may be. But I want to be active with my children. I don't want them to be sluts and screwing around like that. So just the me love being a father. So I that's a victory that I got. June 6th was signed by a judge. So I got custody of my daughters.
Wow, full custody, huh?
Yes, sir.
Wow, that is a beautiful thing, and that is a victory for all of us because, as we know, when we get in that family court system, man, justice turns a blind eye toward us, and there is most of the time we're not looked upon favorably.
No.
So for you to actually, as a man, black man at that, to have custody of your daughters,
Oh yeah,
brother, that is huge.
man.
So
It was an uphill battle, man, and I won. Like I said, we won. I never say I. I tell the
mhm.
guys that I talk to, I said, look, we won because there's so many men going through this, and you
Yeah.
know, the Cook County court system in Chicago only staggering 3% of dads, 3.9% of dads to be exact, uh, only get custody of their children. So I'm in that small percentage, and it feels great.
Wow. Around 3%. Wow. And that lets you know that yeah, of course it's the court systems are against us for sure. So I just have to say congratulations again, man, because that's uncommon.
Nope.
Uncommon.
Yep.
All right.
Great.
Appreciate you, Blake 1980. So let's get into this real quick, man. Let's talk a little bit about your MGTOW or MGTOW mindset. Now, MGTOW knowledge, Darius. There are some who would say that MGTOW is for men who just cannot get women, for men who fail on the dating market, on the dating scene. How would you address such ideal that MGTOW is for guys who really want women but just really can't get them? What would you say to that, MGTOW knowledge?
I say to those people, for one, I ignore them because I know what they're trying to do. Dating coaches say it because they want us to get back on the plantation and be a part of their source of income. When we
Mhm.
opt out of being thirsty for women and thirsty for sex, we put all our power and energy and our resources. We keep it in our pockets and in our hands. So for dating coaches, I say, I'm not using profanity, but they false prophets. They trying to feed your thirst. They like crack or heroin dealers or drug dealers, And
Mhm.
for the simps or the I should say the feminists or the women, they guilt trip you and say, hey, you gay or you just can't, you ain't good with women. It's like, no, I'm great with women. I mean, I can get sex anytime I want. I mean, I don't toot my own horn, but
Mhm.
I've had my fair share of women, I still continue to do my thing with them, but I don't date. no relationships. So for the women out there, you know, we off the plantation. We not slaving. We not catering to women. We're not buying them drinks, dinners, any of that. All our resources, all our time and energy and efforts are going towards things that's going to benefit us men.
Hmm. And having said that, so what type of MGTOW are you? So you're not a MGTOW monk, so you haven't sworn off relationships altogether, but you say you don't date. So how would you describe the type of MGTOW that you are? So do you not date? Period. You don't deal with women at all. You're a monk, or you are volunteer celibacy for a while. What is your MGTOW style?
As you guys know, a lot of you guys that's familiar with me, I pump and dump. You know, I use for women for what they are. They only have one thing to offer, and that's sex. That every man should know or knows.
Mm-hmm.
I don't date. I don't go out of my house and meet women at. I don't go to dinner. I don't relationships because it means nothing. You're not getting anything out of it. You just in a way paying for a woman's company. So there's no marriage, no dating, no relationships. It's just strictly pump and dump, and that's it. Hang out, hook up, have sex, and that's it. And she go about her way, go about her business. I don't care if I never hear from her, see from her again. And you know, I keep my resources. I keep my energy, and I stay mentally stable. So that's the type of MGTOW I am. You know, and I don't pump and dump often. I don't sleep with women often. It's rare, but you know I have no issues with going that route.
Pump and dump, absolutely. And I like my method is just a little bit different. I do have women I deal with on a regular, but I'm mainly catch and release. It's kind of similar to the pump and dump, except I allow the women to leave me instead of me leaving them, just for the legalities and the how can I say it, the conscious sake of that part right there. But pump and dump. So let me ask you this about the pump and dump. You mentioned that essentially when you're dealing with a woman, you're pretty much paying for her company.
Oh yeah.
So psychologically, the dating market is set up like this. Mainly men are looking for a sexual outlet. And what women are looking for is tons and tons and tons of non-sexual attention, in which a man is either paying for with his time or with his money. And there are some who are shrewd among us who are able to pretty much cut to the chase and bed women right away. But many of us are not that fortunate. So my question to you is, do you look at interactions with female is just simply a physical act? In other words, there's not one thing that you seek outside of the sexual? For instance, friendships with women, companionship, company, maybe going to the movies, holding hands. Are you completely done with that?
Yes, there's no holding hands. There's no interaction because as I stated before, we talked that I already have children. So what else do I need from a woman?
Wow.
Her company is going to cost. She's going to she's a woman needs you for something, whether it be emotional, financial, physical labor. So I only want men. I only want women. I don't need them. I want them just for sex, and I want them on my terms. So if I want a blowjob, hey, just give me a blowjob and leave.
Mm-hmm.
If I want sexual intercourse, hey, I get that and leave. I could care. You got a lot of you guys might say, "Man, Darius, you cold." Make technology, you, but that's how it should be, because I've been with enough women, be it relationships or dating, that I'm not getting anything else than sex. So why not do it that way and save myself a lot of time, heartache, pain, and as I always say, resources and money. So, and it's worked great. I sleep well at night. Um, it doesn't bother me at all, because here's the thing: they do it to us. They see us men as a resource. So why not just see them as sex objects, get what we want out of them, and call it a day? Because guess what? When we can't benefit them, if you lose your job, Black Ram, if anything happens and that you can't, financially take care of them, she's gonna toss you out like it ain't nothing. She's just gonna give her to you and go get another guy. So why not treat them like that?
Wow, that is cold, man. That's that is ice cold right there, because there really isn't much of a benefit to dealing with women in modern relationships. And if any of you guys in the chat think that there's a benefit, guys, gals, whoever, list one benefit. List one benefit uh for a man, not for the woman, for the man to be in a modern relationship. There's really not many benefits. And I like the point that you said you already have your daughter, so you really don't need a woman for anything uh else. You have your children and you're pretty much done.
Oh yeah.
So I see you as a man who has evolved greatly. The new man, in that I mean that you no longer seek attention, validation, and here go the biggest component, because us men, we lie. And what's the number one thing in therapy, gentlemen? What's the number one thing in therapy? You already know what it is. Put it in the chat. But a lot of us, Migto, Darius, are looking for more than the sexual. A lot of men are looking for emotional and mental stimulation and companionship. So it seems to me that you've evolved past that. Now, is that something that you have naturally? Did you have to work at this? How did you become so indifferent?
I seen what men have gone through, and the things that I've been through with women. I'm not scarred. I'm a type of guy that I like to learn. I like to grow. So if I've been in 10 relationships or dated 10 women and they were all hell, what makes you think I'm gonna get with the 11th woman, be it whatever race she is, and think it's gonna be any different? So I don't value emotional connection, because an emotional connection for a man is basically you forking over your resources for her. When you become in love with a woman, you give your all. When she becomes in love with you, it's not even love. She gets benefits when she. That's why women say, "Oh, I like a guy that has romance, that wants to romance me, whatever the case may be." Is because you're always giving something. So I don't value any sort of emotional attachment, not any of that.
Absolutely. Shout out to Marcus A. Brown. Appreciate the super chat, bro, because this is therapeutic, man. MAB, send me an email, maybe at the end after our interview. Migto, Darius, maybe you can jump in and we can chop it up a little bit. Another one of our brothers from Chi-Town, the very well-known Marcus A. Brown. And if you don't know him, hopefully I can introduce you to him tonight if you feel like coming on. So, Migto Knowledge, Darius, another question real quick.
Yes, sir.
So you're a young guy. You don't have to tell me your age unless you want to, but I know you're a young guy. I know for sure you're under 35. So you're still pretty young, brother. So my question to you, being so young, do you think in the future you would ever want a long-term, monogamous, committed relationship to one woman if you met a NeWalt? Or is that even possible for you? Do you ever see yourself in a long-term, serious, monogamous relationship?
Oh man, I thought about that. Because us men, the guys of the MGTOW Brotherhood, we going against our biological imperative to want to have that quote unquote family and that woman by our side. But it's just way too dangerous in this day and age in 2018 and moving forward. So and I've thought about it. I'm like, what if I find that NeWalt or that virtuous woman, which a majority of women aren't. I just don't want to take that chance. I'm a numbers games guy. Let's say it's out of every 500 women you look at, only one woman is virtuous and will never do you wrong. I just can't take that chance. So I'd rather rat it out, keep my resources, my peace of mind, and my emotions intact, and I'm good. And a lot of guys, they want commitment, and I tell guys, listen, if you want that commitment, if you want to be with a woman, go search for that, go do that. But listen, when she burns you, when she takes your resources, when she does you wrong, when she breaks your little heart, and she goes with another guy, guess what? You're gonna be back right here, emailing me and say, you know what, MGTOW Knowledge, Darius, you was right. I ain't going that route. So what's the point? If you see what's going on, how women are, if you got burnt 20 times, why would you try again? You got to do. I tell guys, you got to do something else. I don't want to be in a relationship or any long term. For what? A relationship for a woman is you forking over your resources, your money, your time, attention, and it's all for her. That's why I tell guys, if you guys haven't noticed, when you have sex with a woman or she gives you a head or whatever the case may be, a few times, it might be 3, 4, 5. What do they say afterward? They say, "So what are we? What do you see this going?" That's because they want your servitude. They want you to be in a relationship with them, because a relationship for a woman comes with tons of benefits and marriage as well. So no, I don't want to be anything long term.
Wow, the game is cold. We have 304 watching, but only 126 likes. Get the likes up for us, people. Shout out to Mark Young for the super chat. Appreciate that. Let me get a couple of more super chat shout outs real quick. We have Nutso357, Black Round 313 is the truth. Beautiful brother. Thank you, Nutso357, for your super chat, sir. We have OB with the super chat. Shalom, Brother Ram, and shalom back to you. So again, people get the likes up. We got MGTOW Knowledge Darius in the building today, doing a live interview. What you all have been asking for, what you all have been waiting for. If you're not subscribed to MGTOW Knowledge Darius, moderators drop his link. Please do so. And if you would like to donate to MGTOW Knowledge Darius, to his PayPal, here is the link right here. Now, MGTOW Knowledge.
Yes, sir.
So you were swearing off long-term committed relationships. So you don't see yourself in such, because the juice is just not worth the squeeze. It's not worth the risk. And I concur. Shout out to Neck of the Woods for his super chat. I finally get to donate to Black Round. Thank you, Neck of the Woods. I concur. And now let me ask you this. Go ahead.
And I say this, listen, and I tell guys, look, some guys, men just need to wake up. Why buy the cow when you get the milk for free? Just maybe it's just me. It just makes no sense. It's like, but some men, they just value being next to a woman. You know, they value that feminine touch. I could care less. You know, it doesn't bother me. And by the way, to your question, I'm 29 years old. I'll be 30 in January. I know I don't look that old, but you know, it feels like I'm 50 dealing with these women in the past. So go ahead, Black Round.
Yeah. So moving along to another question, so we understand what type of MGTOW you are, and that you are not looking forward to any such long-term commitments to a woman. The juice is just not worth the squeeze because of all of the traps. So your thing is not even necessarily the state; it's female nature itself.
Oh yeah,
for the most part. So let me ask you this direct question: when it comes to living in this gynocentric society, who do you think is the number one enemy of men? Would you say it's the state, the simp, or female nature? If you had to pick just one, who's the biggest enemy? I know that's a tough one.
It's tough because here's the thing, guys. We enable women to do the stuff that they do. Since we don't check women and we so infatuated with them and we want to please them, we enable them to just flake off, ghost us, treat us any type of way, and in hopes that we get some sex and attention from them and validation. So I would say the biggest enablers, you got to start off with simps, because simps enable their behavior. They don't check them. They don't hold these women accountable. They let these women just do anything they want to. And that's why their egos are so inflated and huge. You got single mothers with 3 kids think she deserves Prince Charming. That's yeah. She thinks she deserves a Prince Harry. And I'm just below average trash women think they deserve a guy that's 6 feet tall, 6-pack abs, and 6 figures. They think they deserve that. It's like, with not even offering anything in return. So I would say the simps, we got to hold them accountable. It starts out with them.
Shout out to Harambe, Darky MGTOW, and Black Guru Strikes for your super chat. Yeah, man, the simp really is the power source behind the female, man. Good point you made. A woman would have 3 kids, 3 baby daddies. She'd be 4'11", about 196 pounds, and she fully expects a tall, rich guy with an anaconda. And here go the problem with this. She's below average, but she wants an exceptional man. I was looking through some profiles on Plenty of Fish the other day, and I came across this woman. She was heavy, and she didn't look like nothing. I posted it in my Google Plus community, and her headline said, "Tall, handsome, goal oriented." That's
Wow.
exactly what I'm talking about. Now, listen, this woman wasn't a looker. She was 36 years old. She looked overweight, has kids,
Wow.
and her requirement is tall, handsome, goal oriented. Meanwhile, she has baggage, single mother, fat. She has nothing. So this is what I realized, and you can speak to this if you want to, brother. I realized that the average woman really believes that she is better in every way than the average man. In every way, which to me, that arrogance makes most women undateable and just completely how can I say, a waste of time to deal with when you come in with that attitude. What do you think about that, brother?
I tweeted something out a few days ago. I think it's about a week ago, possibly. Your average five thinks she bumps herself up 3 to 4 notches. So she thinks she's a 8 or a 9. And you can factor that in with makeup and filters, your dog filters. They think they're so attractive. So I mean, these women expectations are absolutely through the roof. Like you can have everything, going for yourself, and she look at you like, oh, not good enough. Meanwhile, mind you, they bring just sex to the table, literally just sex, and that's what women bring: sex and a ton of headaches. Their expectations through the roof. That's why I don't choose to date either, or relationships, because it's a minefield. It's a headache. You're always doing and doing and doing. It's like women have a checklist for you. They gotta, okay, you gotta have this. That's why on dating sites, if you guys look, they have must make me laugh, must be able to do this, must this, must. It's all you're being scouted to be a slave. But on a dating site for us or anything like that, only thing we look for is, hey, can you make a sandwich? Can you give us a good blowjob and not nag? That's the only thing that's what only thing I would look for.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the expectations is insane.
And if you think about it, men, we really don't have requirements. Let's be honest, because there is no lying in therapy. Men claim they only want dimes, but you don't really see that.
No.
Your average guy is just looking for easy to get along with woman that he can spend a little time with. And the man really don't mind. Here's the thing: men really don't mind taking a woman out to dinner. Most guys don't. Most guys don't mind paying for dates. It's the attitude behind it. And when you add the baggage and the attitude, of course it's not worth it. In fact, this is what it looks like to me. When the average woman with all of these requirements plus all her baggage, what she's saying is that you are not valuable, that you are a clown, and you must work for her to give her for her to give you even the slightest amount of attention. Like that's one of my favorite things that I like to point out about the female. The must make me laugh. So not only do I need to be tall, handsome, with money, but I need to be your entertainment also. And what if I'm not a comedian? I'm a human being. I'm not a damn comedian. But that's a requirement. It's ridiculous. And here's the thing: men feel so awful about themselves. They feel so bad about themselves that they try to meet that standard. And when they don't meet that standard, they feel so bad about themselves, man. And this is serious business because guys are depressed because of this. And this just happens that the world we live in, the female is just not worth it. Here's the thing, and you can attest to this, brother Darius. If all she has is what between her thighs, but that's been used up, that's been ran through, that's been ransacked, that's been beat to death, and that's all you got. That's all you got. And you want me to work hard for that? I don't get it. I don't get that at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's not worth. It's just not worth it. You can. And here's the thing, guys need to understand: you can get sex pretty much anytime you want without commitment. That's why I don't understand why men are working and trying and to impress women and take them out and make them feel special and compliment them for what? Why waste your time and your energy and your resources on something? You might as well pay a hooker. Just pay her $40 to $50, or a woman $20 to $30 for a blowjob. You think these women, if you don't hop in a Facebook inbox and say, "Hey, I'll pay you $50 to give me some head and give me some action," you think these women won't do it? Believe me, they will. So the vagina is just not worth the cost.
Not at all. Not at all, man. And it's definitely rough out there, man. And
Oh
guys
yeah.
like you need to be saluted because you've overcome your need for female validation. You see female nature for what it is,
Mm-hmm.
and you've made the adaptations. You made the adjustments. Not that I believe in Darwinism, but you have adapted for survival, man. And that's a beautiful thing.
Oh yeah. It's tough. Don't get me wrong. It's an ongoing battle. Because each and every day you test it. Each and every week you test it. But I know female nature. I study it each and every day. Your videos. I'm subscribed to so many different guys' channels. So it keeps me sane. It keeps me a clear thought and knowing how these females are on a daily basis. I actually got a Facebook page. Let me shout that out real quick. Like the Facebook page, guys, if you want to go to my channel and like it after this live stream. I actually put a video up that's actually going viral currently. It has 95,000 views, and I posted it yesterday morning. Crazy as it is. So you guys go check it out if you want to after this live stream. So
Definitely check that out. So I pretty much know the answer to this question, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. So are you saying if the laws changed to favor men, and we didn't have the alimony, we didn't have the child support, we didn't have the fact that a woman could just call the police and they automatically presume that she's the victim. If you didn't have all of those factors, is it safe to say that you still wouldn't deal with a woman long term, even if the laws were changed?
Brother Black Ram, I thought about that, and I said, it's still gonna cost me my peace of mind. It's still it won't be being emasculated week by week. It's like my children can still be turned against me. I'm still going to be a slave to a woman, and that's something I don't want. I want to work my 40 hours or my 32 hours per week, and just for myself and my children, and not work 60 to 70 hours for another human being, another woman that doesn't care about me. So even if the laws were changed, for what? And again, I always go back to, why buy the cow when you're getting the milk for free? It's no point of committing to a woman, because you commit to her means you forking over your resources, your energy, your efforts, your time, and it's not worth it. Why not just pump it up? Why not just have sex and chuck them? Because nothing changed. And let me say this too. If you meet a woman, what's today? Today is the July 2nd. If you meet a woman July 2nd today and y'all hit it off, she's really attractive, like, man, she's smart, and you have sex with her today, what changes? What other benefit is going to be added in a year from now, July 2nd, 2019? Nothing. You still gonna be getting the same sex, but she's gonna have commitment. She's gonna have your resources again. She's gonna have emotional stability, comfort, security, protection. You her attack dog. So nothing changes for you from July 2nd. You hit it off today, a bad chick, you have sex with her, till July 2nd of a whole 365 days from now. You still be getting the same benefit. It's a dead end job. That's what it is. With no pay raise, And she has the opportunity and the leeway to just withhold sex from you. You're not continually getting the sex. She's gonna withhold that from you and use that against you. So it's not worth it.
Wow. You paint a realistic but grim picture, man. It seemed like the juice really isn't worth the squeeze, man. Man, that's a picture that you paint, man. That's just really uh it's shameful, and I think it speaks volumes about American culture more than anything. Um, Let me ask you this then. So you understand female nature. You
Uh-huh.
are going your own way. So would you say that you're angry or indifferent when it comes to female nature?
I'm disgusted by it. You know,
Hmm. That's different. Go in on that, brother. That disgusting. Now, actually, I've never heard somebody say that. So let's talk about that for me. You say you're disgusted by female nature. Can you give us some details behind that?
it's just the way women are, the way they behave, how selfish they are, how ruthless and how just barbaric they are. They care nothing about a man. You know, they only see us as one thing. What can they get out of us? Be it attention or monetary value or your servitude and protection. It's just disgusting. I don't understand why men would want to let procreate or be with another woman long term. It's the nature. They're argumentative. They're uh, they're always shit testing you, as we say in the MGTOW community. There's always some sort of warfare or game that's going on. So it's just not feasible, you know.
And that's a good point. It is always a game, and a game that you're playing with an individual or individuals who have the mind of children. Before I go further into that, shout out super chat, Saintrix69 and Rob Cruz. Thank you for the super chat. So she's playing games, always a mind game. And these games that are being played, again, are being played by those who have the mentality of children. You know what I realize for the most part? Most women have no chill. Coming from Chicago, we know what that means. They have no chill. Like she can't ever just sit back and relax and enjoy the sunset,
Oh no.
enjoy the moment. It always has to be a controversy. There's
Mm-hmm.
always a drama. There's
Yep.
always an issue that she has to create. She has no chill. She has an internal combustion engine in her mind and her heart that's always whipping up and working up something chaotic.
Oh yeah.
And when she's quiet, just like a kid, when she's quiet, she's thinking of something malicious most of the time. They have no chill. It's like it always has to be something. And if they can't find a controversy outside their lives or with someone else, they're going to create one from within. And the thing about the female, what she wants to constantly do is take all of that emotional whirlwind and roller coaster and she wants to throw it your way. And then you have a guy of peace, you can't afford that. The pump and dump makes perfect sense. The catch and release makes perfect sense because why would you, as a man who can find peace, even though your life may not be perfect, you can find peace in certain things. Why would you want to torment yourself? Torment yourself by dealing with the average or the modern day succubus. It really makes no sense. Real quick, we have 394 watching, and MGTOW Knowledge Darius, we have 394 people watching because of you. When I'm on by myself, I don't get this many. But we only have 219 likes. Get the likes up, people. Get the likes up. But yeah, her inner workings are always chaotic, man. And when you put all of the things that she has, so first of all, when you enter the relationship, 9 times out of 10, she's gonna be a little bit older. She ain't gonna be no virgin. So that's one thing you got to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Then you may have to deal with a kid or two. Okay. Then you're gonna have to deal with her debt. Then you're gonna have to deal with her attitude. Then you're gonna have to deal with the fact that her vag might be blown out. So you're gonna have to deal with all of these things, and it really makes no sense. Now I understand PUAs and dating coaches can't stand MGTOW for the most part. But without mentioning any names, there are some PUAs and dating coaches who really recommend what you say doing, pump them and dump them, because after that there really is not much value that you can derive from them. Is there one person in the chat room? Is there one male or female that can tell me that if there's one benefit to a man to deal with a woman besides the sexual? Can anyone tell me that? Anybody? Now, I have people saying that, yeah, there's certain things that women can do for you that, you can't get anywhere else, like nurturing you when you're sick or just being there for you. However, if you're a guy like yourself, MGTOW Knowledge Darius, who you seem like you're a pretty healthy guy, so you ain't getting sick, so you don't need no soup from no woman, and you don't need any nurturing.
Nope.
So you're pretty much free from all of that. Is that correct?
Oh, correct. Only thing a woman can give you is sex, is pleasure. And that's dependent upon what you give her. Again, as I said before, if you lose your job, if she can't benefit from you, the sex will stop. I tell guys, just if you got a living girlfriend, whatever the case may be, or maybe you get in a relationship, or text her, say, hey, I lost my job today. She's gonna be she's gonna be thinking, hey, I gotta find a way out. I gotta find another guy. Let me set something up because he lost his means of his means of income, and the sex is gonna stop. She's gonna give you half-assed blowjobs. And so on and so forth. So, other than sex, pleasure, that's it. And here's the thing: women know they only have sex to offer. Isn't that crazy? Because
yep.
they didn't know if they knew they have more to offer, why would they withhold sex from you? Have you ever heard a guy say, all she wants from me is penis? Never heard a guy say that. You know why? Because we have so much more to offer. Women know they have one thing, and they say, well, why do all guys just want sex? And that's what I figured out with women. They only have one thing. That's why they withhold it from you for so long. They require you to give. And here's the thing about men. We want the less investment as we can give a woman to get sex. Women want the most. That's why they require dates, a ton of attention, FaceTime, Skype, and all types of different things before they give you the sex. And then that's it. But us men, we try to limit that now, and we become more savvy and smarter as I pump and dump spaghetti and garlic bread way, cheap $3 meal, and I make that happen. So yeah, women only have sex, and they know it.
I like that. Shout out to C. Douglas. He says, women are the utilities, brothers. Men have to understand what pimps understand about female nature. And absolutely, what we want to do is we want to take female nature and use it to our advantage. You said the spaghetti and garlic bread. So is that your idea of a date? And that leads to my next question.
Oh yeah.
What was your last date or interaction with the woman like?
That was day before yesterday.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. Told the chick to come through and slap through. If you guys are from Illinois, you know what DeKalb is. That's by NIU. I told her, say, hey, let's get together and hang out. Come on over. I cook dinner. That's my I got that. I should get that tattooed on me. She said, oh, I don't know. Cool. Because you know what? A guy's never cooked dinner for me. And little does she know that $3 meal, probably less than that, spaghetti and garlic bread, you throw that in her, cook that up, and you serve her that, and you make your move. And it's worked. It works about 80%, 85, 90% of the time. And that's how you get the sex. You get in and out, and you spend as much time, the least amount of time, the least amount of money. And again, you're not using any gas or mileage. You in your place of residence. And if she doesn't want to have sex with you, guess what? You didn't spend any money. You haven't spent anything. So she has to drive back to her place of residence, and you still in your house, maybe in your pajamas, maybe whatever the case it be, and you good to go. You're not pressed. You're not upset because she's gone. Mm-hmm. You spent nothing.
Now that's a good point, and I actually employ that myself. When I first meet a woman, whether it's on a dating site or if I meet her out in the field, I'm going to chat her up a little bit, maybe for about a week and a half. And I usually let that fester because if you are patient enough and you are cool enough, you always got to be cool. The woman eventually going to say, well, when am I going to see you? When a woman says, when am I going to see you? The ball is in your court because she's the one that's desiring. In the game, you always want a woman to begin to slowly pursue your attention. The name of the game is to switch the game. Instead of her becoming the object of affection and desire, you want to become the object of affection and desire. And you do that by being indifferent, by being aloof, by being cool. Apology, man, for the super chat. Appreciate you. So that's the way you do that, right? So when the woman says, hey, when am I going to see you? The next meeting will be at a coffee shop. I may buy her some Starbucks, couple of bucks. We're going to chat it up. And you know what I'm going to do, MGTOW Knowledge Darius? I'm going to wait another week and a half or so, and I'm just chat up a little bit. And what she's going to say, oh, wow, I enjoyed your company. When am I going to see you again? Okay. Again, she's asking me. So then I invite her over, and I haven't done this in a while, but I invite her over for the tilapia that's pretty cheap, and the wild rice and the steamed broccoli. A meal that may cost me maybe 10, $15. And she's going to come over, and I'm going to seek to smash. Now, the first time she may be menstruating, she may have some issues. It may be her first time. She may not be comfortable enough. I'll let her slide.
No. Listen, you can let.
But,
I'll think.
but let me just finish this real quick. But the second and third time, if it ain't going down, I'm done. But go ahead, bro.
See, with me, I'm just so cutthroat, and some of you guys, man, I'm too so savage. Maybe that's the Chicago in me. They have one time because
man, one time.
Listen, if they come over, if a woman comes to my house after this live stream, be it they not, and I cook a little meal, you on my time. And if you show any sort of sign of resistance, or not this time, or no, you know what? That means you're not attracted to me at all, because I like to strike when the iron's hot. Because
man,
you give her about 5-6 days. Guess what? She having sex with different guys within that 5 to 6 day period. You need to get yours while she's there. No time, none.
Man, I think we're gonna rename you MGTOW Savage Darius.
Yeah, bro.
Man, I like that in you though, bro. You say strike while the iron is hot, and you know what though, bro? I can't disagree with you, because if her attraction level is extremely high for you, ain't no waiting, ain't no playing no games.
No, ain't no playing no games. Now, yeah, a lot of women they want you to chase, and I don't want to give it to you like that. Let's wait a little bit. No, and if she's on her period or whatever, she's bleeding. Listen, I mess with white girls too. Your mouth ain't bleeding.
What that mouth do, huh? Man, you are savage, boy. You brutal with this, man. And here go how the reason why it's cool, and the reason why you can do such a thing, the reason why you can be so savage, MGTOW Darius, is because you've taken the red pill. You good, because when you think like that as a man, if you smash, you smash. If you don't, you don't. But one thing you will not do, and I like that in you, man. You're not gonna let a woman waste a moment of your time, man. You're gonna go through the social conventions and the niceties. I understand that all of us do, but you're gonna get right to the point, man. That is amazing, bro. I like that. That's real savage. Gone Postal. Laugh out loud around serving up that Japanese tilapia. Appreciate that, Gone Postal. But yeah, man, that's I don't think I've ever heard it that way, man. That's kind of straight and to the point, man. That's kind of rough, Darius. Yeah, but I like that in you though.
It sounds rough, but it's the way to go. No dates. Let's get it cracking. Let's do this way. And the thing about that way is, you might go through 10 women like that, and maybe 2 or 3 of them cooperate. Now you deal with those 3, and those other 7 you get rid of, and you keep pumping it up in those 3 until another one of them fall off, and you can add another one, and go about it that way. So it's very beneficial. Again, you waste no time, you waste no money, you're not using no gas, you're not driving late at night and possibly getting a ticket from a cop trying to have some sex with a woman. No, you in your house, your place of residence, and you trying to make something happen. And if it doesn't happen, you good to go. And here's where the heartache and pain comes in with a lot of women, a lot of men, and why they are so heartbroken and why they stalk women and chase them. And that's because men invest so much. Even if you got a coffee date, you buy her frappuccino or iced latte, then you taking her out to dinner, and she doesn't want to have sex with you. So men begin to blow them up, and call them and text them and this and that. She got what she wanted. She got a free meal and an iced latte or whatever the case may be. She's on to the next guy. So you can avoid the simping, because you're gonna naturally simp when you invest in something. You give something to a woman.
Wow, that's a good point, brother. Good point.
Oh yeah, that's why women it's so easy for them to move on so damn quick. You like, man, I gave you this. Guess what? Only thing they gave you when you look back at the relationship or the dating stage, she only gave you sex. She gave every guy that, so she's gone.
Whoa, we got to explore that real quick, man. You said volumes. Let me just give a shout out real quick to Mr. Limber. He says, I give 2 chances. First one on me, cheap, aka $10 or free. Second chance on her. If she's not willing, she's dismissed. Respect, brothers. That is a good point. Uh, so we talking about investing, and you absolutely right. What you invest in, you are attached to. What you attach to controls you. Do everybody understand that? In fact, we have 425 watching. Hit the like button, and if you're just tuning in, you're listening to Is the Juice Worth the Squeeze with Mig Told Knowledge, Darius, and Black Room 313. We chopping it up. So making those investments, man, you're right. That's where men go wrong. When we start investing our time and our energy, we're giving her more and more what she wants and getting less and less of what she wants. So that is a very great point.
Let me say this too, Black Ram. That's why, guys, you see the Chads, the Pookie, the Ray, and John, and Rico, for my Hispanic brothers out there. Those the guys that's getting the most sex. Those are the guys that women are so invested in. That's why when you talk to them, you say, so why did you stay with that thug, that guy in the street? You know what the first thing she'd say? I did so much for him. I was there for him. I let him use my car. I bought him clothes. She started rambling. You like, oh, wow. But you guys are so quick to not make a woman invest or buy anything. You nothing. I mean, you just give and give and give, and that's why she goes, okay, well, you know, she not missing out on nothing. She's not heartbroken. She's not scarred. You know, you got to make these women give you things. If she's coming over for a pump and dump, tell her bring some cupcakes, bring something. You can't just come empty-handed for dick and that's it. Bring something. Make them invest in you, because if you don't, they just leave so quick, and you wonder why. What happened?
Man, that is a great point. Great point. We have a guy just mentioned this. I'm just seeing this question. It says, besides sex, what must we demand from women? Do you want to answer that, Brother MGTOW, Darius?
What do I demand from women?
Mm-hmm. Besides sex, or sex is all that you demand?
Full cooperation. Like, give you an example. If I had a woman come in my house, I recently did this maybe a couple of weeks ago. This white chick, thick little white chick, came in my house. I could tell she's used to a certain amount of good treatment. Like, guys would let her do whatever she wanted. And she came in, and she just came in and sat on my couch with her shoes on. I said, hey, you got to take your shoes off. She said, oh, I don't feel like it. My feet hurt. I said, all right. I said, listen, go take your shoes off. She's like, oh, really? She got a little attitude. And I said, all right, listen, let's just go. Could you leave now? Now, most guys have been like, man, you got some pussy waiting there for you. What? She can keep her shoe. No, it's the respect factor. I expect you to show up on time. I expect you to bring something. I expect you to take your shoes off. And here's the thing. After we have sex, I expect you to make me a bowl of cereal. And after that, give me a back massage, and then call it a day. Then leave. Nothing else. Nothing more.
Man, at least a bowl of cereal. I like that in you, man.
And wash my dishes.
Now, you know what? That tells you a lot about a woman, if she has any respect or value as a woman toward a man. When a woman comes to your house and wash dishes that's already in the sink, that's a sign that she might. Now, I know you may think differently, but me personally, now I have women that I deal with on a regular basis. Also, I'm into meeting new women. But when a woman comes to your house and she washed dishes that's already there and clean, although she hasn't been there, to me, that's a good sign. A good sign that a woman is willing to do something in your presence to, how can I say, show her value, or to show her appreciation, I should say, for being in your presence. And I think that's something that we not necessarily should expect, but we should necessarily highlight when a woman is able to do at least that. Keith X with the super chat. Appreciate you, brother. You have anything to say about that, McDonald's, Darius?
What was the question again, Black Ram?
So basically, you know, it's a good sign when a woman comes and cleans and does a few things to show that she's at least happy to be in your presence.
Correct. Oh yeah, and that's good, man. Have her vacuum, do different tasks. Like I said, your sex is valuable. Your seed is so valuable. Mm-hmm. Your seed, your sperm, is a lottery ticket for a woman. You get her pregnant, guess what she getting? She getting that money from you. So
Ching
listen,
ching.
you gotta make her do different things, make her bring things. And the more she does, more she brings, the more she, different tasks around your house. Maybe have a and I said this in the previous video, man, have her fold some laundry. Say get some clothes and ball them up and hey, can you fold those up? Have her do different things because the more you have her do, the more she's gonna be invested in you, and the least likely she'll leave. Now she's gonna leave you eventually. All women leave, and I say this in another video as well. She's gonna leave you, but have her do different things. Change the light bulb, take out the trash, do something. Guys got to require that from women.
Absolutely, man. And this is fire right here, man. You definitely cooking it up right here. And this is how you live 24/7, 365.
Yes, sir.
So how do you primarily meet women? Is it on an online thing? Are you in the field usually? And shout out to Tyler Rand the Great for his super chat. Are you in the field usually? What is your method of meeting women? And do you use any PUA or dating coach tactics whatsoever?
No PUA, no dating coach. That's all trash. Guys got to realize that if a woman's attracted to you, you don't have to run game or try to come with all these different words and be different. Listen, if I go to Target and I see a woman I'm attracted to, hey, where you from? Oh, clearly they're from around in the area because they at the spot. And you say, hey, let's get together, hang out. Here's my number, and you give her your number, you go from there. But I don't do that too often because of women ain't just cooperating like that out and about. You got the pump and dump apps. Okay, Cupid, you got Bumble, you got so many different apps. You can swipe left, swipe right, and you can go about it that way. It's too easy. It's far too easy for men to get sex, and that's why I don't understand why commit. Why? It makes no sense. So the pump and dump apps, the OK Cupid, the Bumbles, the Tinders, you swipe right, swipe left, and the confines of your home, and have the vagina dropped off to you at your doorstep.
Man, absolutely. So you just cut to the chase, either swipe left or right, and if you see somebody, if you see a chick, you just gonna holler at her. That's real simple, straight to the point.
And I say this to say this. And here's the thing about these: the reason there are PUA and dating coaches for all you simps and guys that are listen to these false prophets, and I'm gonna put all you guys on blast who listen to these guys and give your money to them. They know that you're afraid of women. That's why you buying their books. That's why you buying their product. That's why. They know you're afraid of women. See, here's the thing. I know a woman can't do what I do. I know she's not as strong as me. She's not as smart as me. She's not intelligent. If you put her in the woods in Cambodia, she won't be able to survive. But if you drop me off in there, I know I can survive. Mm-hmm. I know she can't make the money I can. She can't invent anything. Her whole being is to manipulate a man to get his servitude and his protection, his provisions and resources, and leech off him. Us men, we don't have to do that. So why would I be afraid to go in your nearest Walmart, Target, or whatever spot and say, hey, what's happening? What's going on? Because she's going to benefit from me regardless. I get nothing besides sex. And the guy's got to have that mind frame, no matter how attractive she is. Listen, I'm a man. I'm not afraid of you. And you keep that mentality, that you can approach any female. I don't care if I get shot down or not.
Excellent point, brother. Excellent point. Man, you're watching Black Ram 313 and MGTOW Knowledge Darius chopping up some game, answering the question, is the juice even worth the squeeze? If you're new to the chat, that's the topic and title of today's therapy session, live with Darius MGTOW. And if you're here, hit that like button. I'm going to paste a link to Darius MGTOW's PayPal. If you like what you're hearing, subscribe to his channel, donate to his juice farm, donate to his platform. But I believe most of us in here are already familiar with you. Oh, yeah. So as we get toward the end, I don't want to keep you too long. I know you got a lot going on, man. You got your girls. I'm sure you got stuff to do tomorrow. It's a couple of more questions before we get out of here. And toward the end, I'm gonna try to open up the chat to a couple of people if they want to come in. And you're more than welcome to stick around if you want to. But I know you got stuff to do, brother. And let me shout out producer for real. for his super chat. Appreciate that. And let me see if we got any other super chats that I don't want to miss anybody. Producer for real, I think that was the last one. Yeah, so yeah, before we get out of here, I got a couple of more questions for you, man. Appreciate you coming on, dropping this red pill knowledge and red pill game, savage style. You a MGTOW savage now. If you can pick one characteristic in particular, just one, and then I want to want you to give me a few other ones. One particular characteristic that discusses you about female nature. What would you say that is?
One thing in particular that disgustes me about female nature is just the manipulation, the games, the BS. You know, that's what just disgusts me. You know, that's what they're about.
Have you ever met a woman that was different? Have you ever met a Noah?
I want to say when I was 23, possibly. I thought, hey, she could have been, maybe she could have been, but you never know how she is, you know, after the relationship, or after, you don't know how she could have turned out. But you know, she used to cook and this and that, but you don't know how these women are. Believe me, I've had women invite me to church. I've had women, you know, do this and that, and they still turn out like shitty human beings. I'm talking about Black, Asian, Hispanic, white. They quote unquote cook. They can be, listen, women are master manipulators. It's insane that I don't understand how a man could want to give his life, lamb, and resources to a female. It just blows my mind. And there's no hate for the opposite sex. It's the fact that, listen, I understand what she's about, games, manipulation, running you through the ringer and whatnot. So why put up with it? Why?
And when you think about that, Darius, we have to realize and concede that only the red pill man is the strong man, but your average guy is a simp. And knowing that, this is what we have to concede, because you say you don't understand how a man could, you know, put himself in a situation where he is jumping over hoops and all this other stuff, paraphrasing, for the female. So then we have to, just as logical and rational human beings that we are as men, we have to put two and two together. Since most men are simps and the red pill is the exceptional, or the exception, I have to say, and you can tell me if you agree with this or not, that when it comes to the sexes, men are weaker. Oh yeah, of course a man is physically stronger. Oh yeah, of course a man can build bridges and build infrastructure. Of course. But speaking emotionally, speaking socially, it appears to me that the male is the weakest link. And when I say the male, most males are simps. So it's, if we're going to say that most women are like that, although not all women are like that, we talk about female nature in general. We have to talk about male nature in general. If we're going to talk about male nature in general, we must concede that male nature is extremely weak. Go ahead, bro.
Let me interject, bro. We not weak. We're not weak, bro. We care about women for who they are. And which is nothing really. They offer nothing tangible in return. You can say nurturing, you can say children, but that's it. And we love them for them. But we offer so much. That's why we so weak for them, because we would give everything that we have. We would break our backs for the opposite sex who won't do the same in return. It's not weak. It's the fact that we're just, in a way, just capable of actual love. That's what it comes down to.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that. That because men are so loving, but let me say this: I'm going to hold true to what I'm saying about weak, because when you have this simp that's willing to kill and fight you just to protect his goddess, we can't say that is any strength or loving. The simp who is who's ready to mow his brother down just because at the behest of a female, I have to say that's weakness. But overall, I do see your point that men are loving and caring and really, really want to take care of women. I mean, that's what you see. Men really do want to please, cater to, and take care of women. The reason why I say it's weak because we give that to women who are most unworthy.
Oh yeah.
And when you do that to someone who is unworthy, I think it says more about your character than their character. Real quick, exposing the emperor. Thank you for your super chat. He says American Western men in general are programmed to be simps and manginas. This is not natural. We need to make a deprogram to re-image our minds. And indeed, exposing the emperor. This is who MGTOW Knowledge Darius is. He is the reprogrammer. That's who Black Realm 313 is. We are the reprogrammers. This is why this is a therapy session, because our aim is to reprogram your mind to such a thing, to reprogram you, to break you out of the matrix, to get your mind off of the program. That's what we're here for. This is what we do. This is why we ask you to support the platform. In fact, having said that, let me put MGTOW Knowledge Darius PayPal up in there. You need somebody to go over there and drop a couple of coins over there. And I myself are going to do the same thing.
Subscribe to the channel, man. We got another video coming out next week. I'll probably go live tomorrow. Everybody that supports M-oA33, MGTOW, SYSBM, again, we appreciate all your support, because there's not a place on earth that I personally know of that you can come here to, you can go to, I should say, to get any sort of knowledge or camaraderie and whatnot. We genuinely care about you. We want to see you do better and not fall into the traps that we've fallen into. That's why we do the things we do. That's why we got channels, because we want you to grind. We want you to grow and learn. So you guys contribute and subscribe to my channel, man.
Cool. Couple more questions before I let you get out of here, because I know you're a busy man. What is the future of MGTOW, you think?
I see it trending, I possibly on Twitter one day, because it's only gonna get worse. Feminists and women aren't gonna relinquish their power they have over the court system and over men. It's only gonna get worse. So many men can relate to MGTOW that they're just gonna say, you know what, I dealt with that situation with a woman like that. I'm in a different country. I've dealt with that. So it's only gonna grow and grow and grow. It's so many men that are MGTOW across the globe. It will blow your mind. So we just gonna come together and get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yep, and I do see this becoming global. I mean, men have the same experiences all around the world, because female nature is pretty much universal. There are societies that have been able to keep tight controls of female nature, like your Islamic countries. However, they're even weakening and allowing feminism and gynocentrism to penetrate their borders and their politics and their government. So MGTOW is a reaction. It's reactionary toward the gynocentric society and environment that we live in, and it's pretty much the only way that we can really arm ourselves or prepare ourselves, or better yet to say, distance ourselves from being caught up in the snares and the traps that are set before you. Appreciate your Preem for the super chat. Appreciate that. It says peace and blessings to my brothers. Peace and blessings to Black Realm 313. Hashtag M-oA forever. Appreciate that, bro. So couple more questions. Well, one more question, really.
Cool.
What are your particular future MGTOW goals? And after you answer that, if you want to take some questions from the audience, we can do that before you get out of here.
Cool.
So what are your future goals as a MGTOW?
When I first started this channel, I was never trying to get a certain subscriber count. A lot of guys say, man, you close to 20K, you be at 30K. I only want to help men. So my goal each and every day, I'm just not on YouTube. I'm just not on a Facebook page or tweeting things. I'm actually taking phone calls on my lunch break at work, talking to guys and trying to help them through different situations in life, not just with women, but whatever. Some guys I talk to, they on the verge of committing suicide. and they just
Yeah,
need
that's
somebody to
real.
talk to. So I'm just not a YouTube guy. Like I said, I started this thing because I genuinely care about men, and my goal is to red pill and wake as many men up as possible. Even if they take my YouTube channel down tomorrow or next week or next year, I'm still gonna continue to give men advice, motivate them, and give them the best knowledge they can so they can get through life as safe and easy as possible. Because we, as a man, it's tough out here being a man.
Mm-hmm. It definitely is, man. And I've been watching your channel since you started, and appreciate the work that you're doing over there. And I salute you for the work that you're doing. And I'm happy to get together on a panel with you. What I would like to do in the future, since I got you here, um, maybe you and a couple of other brothers, man, we can maybe come on from time to time and get these guys some therapy, man. Do this again in the future.
Oh yeah.
And of course, I don't mind coming to your channel if that's what you want to. But yeah, I think I kind of want to, in a little while, try to kind of hit the ground running and really push this therapy, man, because I do see a need for brothers to wake up and become a better versions of themselves for themselves and not for the female. So that's very, very important.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm down, man. I'm all for helping men. That's what I'm about. Wherever you at, whatever country you live, state, whatever the case may be, listen, whatever race you are, I'm here to help. I've talked to guys in different countries, Jamaica, South Korea. Guys just need help and need some guidance, and that's what I'm about. So if you guys got any questions, go to my channel, like the Facebook page, subscribe to my channel, get in touch with me. Look, I'm here for you because I know what it means to be a man. I know the struggles, uh, the things we go through on a daily basis that's not talked about.
Definitely, definitely. Well, I appreciate having you on, brother. I'm probably open up the chat to a few guys, but yeah, bro, I really appreciate you coming on, man. And I know you're gonna keep up the good work on your channel, and you go live pretty much a couple of times a week. You can always catch you there,
Oh, yeah,
and you still dropping a few videos here and there. Also, you got a Patreon page, right?
I do. I got a Patreon page that I'm get going. We got a few patrons, so if you would like to, donate a shekel or two, or contribute, how much you want to go about it that route. But I'm gonna start posting some real, discreet, hardcore content on there because we can't do it everything on YouTube and say everything we want to. So I'm gonna start posting on Patreon. So go become a patron, guys.
Absolutely. Well, appreciate you having you on, bro, and I'll be donating to your PayPal. And thank you for coming, man, and chopping it up with me, man. People to get to because I know you don't do too many interviews, so I'm glad to be able to get you on here, so let people know who you are specifically and things of that nature, and introduce others who may not be familiar with your channel to your channel, man. Even though I know you're not doing it for subscribers and views, of course, bro, you're a young phenom. So in the future, I'm sure you have 25, 35, 40,000 subscribers. Don't forget about us little guys over here like Black Ram 313 when you blow up.
You got more than me, man. I see you. You got.
That's just for now. That's just for now. You will be up there very, 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 very shortly. I guarantee you. But hey, man, I appreciate you, bro. So I'm gonna probably hit you up in about a week or so, man, because we don't stay too far from each other, man. We're gonna probably go grab a drink or something.
Oh yeah, for sure.
On me, because we out in the somewhat of the same area. So we both Chicago dwellers. So
oh yeah,
we'll wrap.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. Just hit me up, man. Anytime. You got my number.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for coming on.
Sure, for sure. I appreciate you, dude.
All right. That was MGTOW Knowledge Darius chopping up game with your brother Black Ram 313. And I'm gonna keep it going for a little while longer. For he had to go. Of course, he got many things to do. He has custody of his two daughters, so he got to go and be a daddy and take care of the things. Nagone 11, you still out there? I'm posting the Hangout link in the chat. May have to. Hopefully that works. Preem, if you out there, I'll post it in the chat. Of course, Mr. Limber, you always welcome to come on. So Preem, Nagone 11, and Talaran the Great. Come on in and let's chop it up. The question is the juice worth the squeeze? That is the question. Is the juice worth the squeeze? So I'm gonna give Nagone 11 a little time to come on. We have 323 watching, 316 likes. Get the likes up on your way in or on your way out. And again, you're listening to Black Round 313. Is the juice worth the squeeze? Let's see what we got here. Look at some comments. Let's see. Zervotru said this was an amazing stream. Definitely. Migto Knowledge Darius is that business. Is that business. Tamari says if someone is not the right juice, it's definitely not worth the squeeze or smell. That's the truth, Tamari. Definitely not the squeeze, not worth the squeeze or the smell. Let me see. What can I do here? No, it's not worth the squeeze. So you guys are out there telling me that it's not worth it at all to deal with a woman. It ain't worth it at all. Not even a little bit. Not even a short-term relationship. It ain't worth the squeeze at all. Y'all kind of cold out there. A woman is not worthy of any of your attention, gentlemen. Non-sexual attention, primarily. She's not worth it. The juice not worth the squeeze at all. Is that what you're telling me? Walter Robinson, thank you, bro. Says no woman can get to heaven without us. That is something I would like to talk in depth about because I believe that. I really do believe that. And I would like to explore that topic a little bit more one day. Black Torch says, nope, my time is valuable. So, Black Torch, have you overcome that biological desire to pursue women? In fact, because I like to ask my audience questions. If you are a man who has overcome the biological desire to entertain women, number one in the chat, if you that guy. If you are still working on such, then number two in the chat. And if you're trying to smash as much as you can and to hell with this Migto M-oA stuff, you trying to get yours, number three in the chat. Michael Danley says, thank you for the super chat, brother. Black Ram, quick question. Can a man be a beta male and still be red pill M-oA? And that question is a yes and no. If a man is beta and he's trying to work his way into alpha, if he's blue pill trying to work his way and transition into red pill, of course. But if he's consistent and constant in his blue pill thinking and desires, then no. Then not at all. Preem, can you hear me? Wait a minute, I think I got you on mute, Preem. Hold on a second.
Yes, sir.
What up, Preem? What's happening with you, bro?
Everything's good, Black Ram. Sorry, my head's a little foggy. Just crawled out the bed.
No problem, brother.
Took an afternoon nap so I could pull an all-nighter tonight on this computer. You know how it is.
Cool. Let me get a couple of super chats real quick. Let's see. D Smooth says, appreciate you for doing this, Black Ram 313, and glad you're here. Migto Knowledge Darius. Appreciate you, D Smooth. Who else? We got somebody else, I think, hit me up on the super chat. Let me see. And Jay Andrew, thank you for the super chat. And now that I got you here, Preem, thank you for the super chat.
Oh, anytime.
As well.
All the time. Anytime, all the time. Anytime, all the time.
And again, Talleyrand the Great, if you are able, brother, you can jump in too. And still waiting on the Gone 11 to see if he can come on up in here as well.
Let me say this about the Gone. I know Sidian has a 9 o'clock show today, a prepper show. So
yeah. So he probably got to do that.
Yeah, that's already started over there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's already started. Yeah, he's the co-host over there.
Mm-hmm.
So Preem, tell us your story, brother.
Yeah, to your question, sorry for getting in here late. I got in on like the last 5 minutes of the stream.
No problem.
But I'll jump on that question. And yeah, my answer is definitely number one. And I've testified to this in other streams and on other channels, as far as the one of the benefits of M-oA and why it resonates with me so heavily is that it ties into that whole. There's a quote that I carried with me for at least 15 years. Don't know where I got it before. I used to get into the whole Buddhism thing, Asian thing, Zen. And there was a quote, Oriental quote that said, "The greatest warrior is the one who conquers himself." Yeah, yes, sir. The greatest warrior is the one who conquers himself. So when I came over to the M-oA and got your teachings and the teachings of Adiga, and you guys spoke to the whole discipline thing, fasting thing. It just connected and co-signed what I was already on, and just having that blueprint and just you guys be able to put it in context, man, it's so beneficial to brothers. And like I say, my productivity has just absolutely gone through the roof, personal wise, physically, health wise. If efficiency as far as with my work, with my projects, with my business, because I'm focused, just because this thing is it continues to reaffirm what a man, the discipline and the focus that a man should be about, So I don't begrudge any of the brothers who decide to be in the game. As a matter of fact, as I say on a lot of the streams, if you're gonna get in the game, by all means, at least get the teachings of Black Ram and the other brother Warren Lance, because they tell you how to play the game from a position of strength.
Absolutely.
If you're gonna play the game. But then, but I say for me, I'm out the game and I'm focused on me. My dame is overseas, so I don't do the whole going out thing. I don't get distracted. I've completely shut that whole aspect off, and that helps me to allow the money to stack. And again, to also stay focused on being the best man that I can be.
So let me get so you said you are about dealing with women overseas, or you said you're not? I didn't hear the whole thing.
Oh yeah, I am. My lady's overseas. My lady's overseas.
Okay, I got you. So she is a woman of another country.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, my man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We have Talleyrand the Great in here. Can you hear me, brother?
Yo, whoa, what's up? Ram, what's good, man? It's nice to be here.
Glad you can jump in, brother. Glad to see you here. So let me ask you guys a few questions so we can just kick off a quick discussion before I get out of here. Probably try to do this for about another 45 minutes or an hour or so. So Talleyrand the Great, introduce yourself, brother, to us. Let the people know who you are and your channel and all of this and what you're about real quick.
Man, this is Talleyrand the Great, man. I am the king's advisors, man. I like to think of most men as kings and emperors. And I grew up, man, without a father figure. And pretty much I grew up around women and they gave me no instruction, because women have no instruction for themselves, let alone you as a man. So I have to develop this for myself. And I try to just give guys the methods to create their own kingdom, right? To be independently on your own, try to live on your own, to get your finances right, how to deal with women the most effective ways, right? How to get your trade right, how to get your things correct. And if you want to have a family and whatever, if you don't, that's cool. But if you do, I try to teach you the best way to do it, right? And it's not foolproof, right? Because women are unpredictable, but I do my best to try to tell guys how to move around that.
Absolutely, absolutely. So Preem, so you have a woman overseas that you're dealing with. So I guess you would say the juice is worth the squeeze. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yeah, yeah, and I keep certain aspects of it reserved, but absolutely, I've got no problem talking about it. I mean, with her, her culture. She's in Latin America. She's in Colombia. Their culture kind of supports the traditional roles, even though she is a high performance woman. She has a law degree. She was in the political game. She was in politics there. And she's around my age group. I'm in my early 40s, so I kind of like my woman right. Even though my previous women here in the states were all younger than me, by like 10 years or whatever. But she's a very mature lady, and as you know, Latin women age extremely well. She's smart, she's classy, but she respects, and even though she's a high performance, high part, lady, um, that has done well for herself, she absolutely respects the role of a man and a man's league leadership. To me, that's something that side of that femininity is something that's lacking here in the states. And one of the brothers, I think it was on the young homie Marcus Brown's channel, said there was talking about Chicago. Matter of fact, he's a young brother from Chicago too. And he was talking about, when you go out to Chicago, you have to be in survival mode, and it said, and it was saying when you go overseas, that's where a lot of brothers was like, it's kind of like a shock thing because they don't have to be in survival mode when they're walking around doing their thing because, they don't have certain elements to deal with. And then I chimed in and I said, hell, even when it comes to dealing with ladies, because here in the States, you got to deal with ladies with an iron hand. You know what I'm saying? You got to be in survival mode, quote unquote. When you deal with women, you can't be soft with them. And that's why I respect the game that you kick and more Lance than God, because it's about dealing with women, from a position of strength versus overseas. You don't have to, most of the women over there that have the culture that were raised by their fathers respect the role of a man, and you don't have to deal with women in the relationship survival mode.
Absolutely. And here, and I know Tyler Rand the Great preaches this too. You have to deal from a position of strength. And if you can't, then don't deal at all. I think it brings out a different essence when you're dealing with a woman on your terms. You are controlling the show, you dictating the pace, and you're dealing with a woman at your leisure. And the moment that the woman cannot adhere to that, honor that, and follow that, then you just simply choose not to be in her company and let the doorknob hit her with a dog should have bit her. And that's a whole different concept. But see, we can't just talk about that. You have to internalize certain principles because it's almost natural for a man to simp in his natural form, because women are weak creatures who need to be led, guided, cared for, provided, and protected. And what women do is they take our natural instinct, and use it against us. Mm-hmm. This is why women use shaming language. Talking about a real man has to have A, B, C, F, and G. So your natural biological drive to get out there and provide for yourself and others, what the woman does, she comes and tries to put a leash around that. She tries to hijack that and harbor that energy and encapsulate that energy exclusively for herself. This is what she uses manipulation tactics for. So as a man, you have to counteract that and say, no, I'm not going to exclusively give you my time, attention, and my energy.
Yo,
I am going to do that. I'm going to make it beneficial to me. Speak on that, Tyler Rand the Great.
Facts. Yo, let me ask Spring something, man, because I'm from abroad. I'm from Central America, Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua. So I've been abroad and I've seen the biggest horse tactics abroad. And I have pretty much a lot of Jamaican family. So I want to ask Spring, man, like, how did you find this woman who is not a whore, and how did you get this impression that they're not? Because I've seen it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, a majority of the fellas, I'm in a group, a Medellin group with, man, there might be about 45, 50 brothers in there. And, the whoremongering and taking advantage of the whore culture there in Colombia is thick, is heavy, but I'll say at least the last decade here in the States, I've only dealt with what the brother BGS would consider like 92 octane woman. It's not because I roam in those circles, because I'm an everyday brother, I'm a blue collar dude, but those are just the women that I choose to be around, just from on many different levels. They their lifestyle is congruent with the type of lifestyle that I like to lead. When I do decide to be leisurely, I can talk to them on an intellectual level because they're pretty smart. So my I don't deal with average women. So when I seek them out, I'm able to deduce very, very quickly what they're on, just because of the conversation leads to. So before I even got to this woman, man, I mean, I screened through tens of women, before I got to this lady. And it's just, you fall back and you just see what they're gonna do because women are gonna start leaking after a while. As a fella said, you have to give her long enough and she absolutely can start leaking. So and then you can kind of throw some things out there and see if she bites or not. And you just have to trust your own judgment and yourself, and that's what I do. I trust my judgment, and it's led me right. For the better part of a decade. I don't say this to impress somebody, but I just say to impress upon you. I can say adamantly that 90% of the women that I've dealt with in the last several years in the States have not earned less than six figures, and the one that did earn less than six figures, which was a Puerto Rican, she was in the high 80s. You know what I'm saying? So. And I'm not saying like this woman is there, but that's just, to put into context the level, the type of woman that I attract, that I try to attract, that I go ahead and deal with. So yeah, I went through a lot of women that showed the titties, showed the ass, wanted the whole dick pics and shit, and was say, "Oh, Poppy, let me do this and do that." But that shit it has no value to me, because not to sound conceited or arrogant, but my mindset is from the position of, why should I honor you with my dick versus you honor me with your pussy?
Cool. We're gonna keep it a little PG so we can do.
I apologize.
No problem. So you mentioned dealing with a woman from Colombia. They're much more humble, and I want to speak to that because I have a lot of women that say, and not just women, a lot of guys as well in the community who say female nature is the same no matter where you go. And I would say, yeah, they're right. Female nature is the same everywhere you go, except this one thing. When you go to a store, and I used this analogy before, I'm gonna use it again here. When you go to a store and you want to buy an item, and you have a store on the left and have a store on the right. The store on the right hand side, it's dirty. It looks crappy inside. You go in there, it's a mess. Everything is in disarray. And when you walk up to the counter, the customer service is terrible. The clerk has a bad attitude. Really don't want to serve you. The person really don't want to be there, and they're trying to rush you out the store. And then when you buy the product is not what you expected. Is severely used. However, when you go to the store on the other side, somebody need to mute that mic. When you go to the store on the other side, everything is clean, it's organized, and great customer service. It's a no-brainer, and they got the same product for the same price. However, one store is in disarray, another store is not in disarray. It's organized. One store, great customer service, other store, bad customer service. Which store do you want to go to? And it's a no-brainer. Of course, we're going to go to the store which has the better presentation, the better customer service. Therefore, what you're getting in a foreign woman versus a domestic woman is great customer service. Sure, all women are hypergamous. Sure, female nature is the same. Sure, they all want money. Sure, they all want the superficial. But the American woman feels, number one, entitled to it. She's ungrateful. She's unthankful. Bad customer service, bad attitude. And you just be better off spending your money elsewhere. Does anybody disagree with that and see the same thing?
I actually agree with that.
Yeah, I that's what I was trying to say. Appreciate you articulating that for me, brother.
Yeah, I mean, I actually agree with that. I'm from Central American country, so I grew up very traditional, right? My grandmother, she doesn't drink, she doesn't smoke, none of that. So I've seen some really great women, and we're generally happier people in where I'm from, right? So here I noticed that the women are very bitter, very upset. very nasty. They're just not happy at all. Like it's just very difficult because to make them happy is impossible because they already don't have that disposition here. Because people here, especially I live in New York, which is the worst place to be because the women are so already like stuck up. They're already so nasty and they're always like hustling because a lot of women are very poor in New York, believe it or not. A lot of them don't make a lot of money, so they're always on the grind, on the hustle. So they already have that really. And a lot of people here don't have their papers in New York. You'll be surprised. A lot of immigrants are here, so they're not very happy because they're always hustling, not like they are back home. That is very slow as opposed to how fast it is here in the United States.
We're joined by Nagone11. Welcome to the chat, brother. What's happening?
What's up? What's up? What's up, man? I'm kind of doing a little double duty. I know Obsidian wanted me over in this channel for a minute, but I had to drop in, man, because
appreciate that.
Because you know it's therapeutic, man.
Yes, sir.
Brother Preem, what's up, baby?
Brother Nagone, I'm still I got a hangover from last night, man. But you know,
we chopped that shit up for about 8 hours last night. Tore it out the frame, boy. It was awesome. But listen, man, I got to break this down here real quick. First of all, Black Ram, you and your crew, you brothers are off the fucking heezy. This is some great shit. So I just want to say that I think you guys are really doing a great job. What I wanted to say here real quick also was is the juice worth the squeeze? Nah, man, it's not. At the end of the day, let's talk some truth to power here. The real deal is that as brothers, quite frankly, let's be honest, we're the commodity. If you're not putting yourself at the top of the food chain, you're fucking up. All right. At the end of the day, all right, it's your game. Because the minute you subvert, you become subverted, if you will, to female or anything else like that, your ass is done. You're done. And too many brothers have been torn out the frame by it. And yes, I have as well. So at the end of the day, I really feel that it's all about us really kind of game forward. You, me, we're the commodity. The minute you really believe that and you really accept that for yourself, the safer you'll be.
Yeah, it's a good point. But let me ask you this, Nagone. What about that? Do you have or have you ever had that deep feeling of need for companionship? A woman to rub your back, man. A woman that's going to be there for you if you're in mourning. A woman is to be by your side. A woman to to do certain things for you. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, this is therapy, right? So I have women that I deal with, and I enjoy their company. Again, it's from a position of strength, not weakness. But I enjoy the company of a woman immensely. So, are you saying, Nagone, that it ain't even, you're not even trying to go there, or it has to be on your
No. I'm gonna be very frank with you. I'm hearing you loud and clear.
We're gonna keep it PG though.
I keep it PG. I love getting busy. I love women. You'll never hear me speak against them. But once again, I'm going to say this one more again. I am the prize. You are the prize. They come to my home at my behest, not at theirs. At the end of the day, I'm writing the show. I have learned long ago to control my Johnson over a female, and I have no problem cauterizing in a heartbeat. There's nothing that will stop me from doing it. This is just what I'm going to do by it's myotatic with me right now. Let me give you a little vignette that I just recently dealt with. Young black, black female. I'm 50. She was 43. She beautiful young lady came over how I would say Father's Day, tightened the brother up, did all the right stuff for him. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. Just did all the right stuff. I asked her to go to a fraternity function of mine real quick, and she kind of backed out of it a little bit. I said okay, no problem. She backed out. Okay, no big deal. But then while I was talking to her, she's like, "Well, what are you getting excited for?" I said, "Hold on a second, I'm not getting excited. I just ask you a question. You think I'm getting excited?" So she started to give me a little bit of an attitude, and I cut her back to the fat meat. Now she's been calling me for the last couple of days, trying to see what's up with me. But my deal is like, look, honey, if you don't want to do something, that's fine. Don't get uptight and don't give me no attitude, because I ain't really feeling you. Like, I'm not sweating you like that. You come over, hook me up, that's cool. But at the end of the day, you got to come at me right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to take any bullcrap from you or from anyone else, and that's just kind of how I feel. So I feel as though, yes, I like to have that companionship. I like to have a little, female, side of female love and all that. But at what price? It's not going to be at the price of my feelings or at the price of anything that's going to make me uncomfortable. So at the end of the day, you're at you're at my behest, and if it's not that way, then I don't need you. I believe I have overcome some of this, and I think what it might be difficult for some of the younger brothers. This is a bigger challenge for them because I think almost that mating desire, that biological urge, is even stronger. So for them, it takes even that much more discipline. I'm a very disciplined guy, so it's easy for me now to kind of cut through a lot of this. But for some of these other brothers, might be tough. But that's where I'm coming from, and I think the biggest part, in my view, that you have to think about is that you are ultimately kind of the prize. You're what the bottom line is. She came up my house, my crib. She ain't. I'm not coming over hers. She's coming over mine. You understand what I'm saying? Why is that? Because that's where I also maintain control. At her house, she's got control. I'm in control here. So if you come in my house, you start acting funky, you're gonna leave. You know what I'm saying? There's not going to be a problem. There's not going to be any issues. There's not going to be anything going down. If let's say if I had to call the police, I'm calling the police to my crib. Not she ain't calling cops on her, her house or something like that. You never know what may go on. So at the end of the day, control your circumstance, control your situation. Do not permit women to control your game. Control your money. You know what I'm saying? Control your peace of mind, and most important, control your time. That's the only commodity that you can lose that you can't get back. Control that.
Absolutely. Let me shout out O'Shea Duke Jackson, the best YouTuber, the greatest interviewer on YouTuber, period, hands down. O'Shea Duke Jackson. Thanks for that super chat, bro. And then we have Sylar 1982. Thank you for your super chat, bro. Talleyrand, the great. And I appreciate you saying your piece too, Nagon. I know you doing double duty, but you're welcome to stay as long as you want to. Talleyrand, the great, right? You had a couple of videos talking about the benefits of dealing with women. And again, I want to make this clear because this is therapy, ain't no lying in therapy, right? I do deal with women from a position of strength, not weakness, and to my benefit. And I do enjoy the company of a woman. I believe in game. My guests may not always agree with me, and I may not always agree with my guests. But I do believe in game. I believe in using game, and it has worked for me. And I'm a blend. So I'm the type of guy that I can deal with not having women in my life. I've had at certain periods of time, but I choose to deal with women. But I choose to deal with women on my terms. So that's the difference. It's not that I can't leave women alone. It is an addiction, I can't lie. But when I do deal with women, it's at my behest, not at theirs. And if it wasn't that way, I'm prepared to be by myself. And I can live like that. I know many brothers who have done that, and I'm no slouch. I can do the same thing. But Talleyrand the Great, is the juice worth the squeeze for you? And what do you think about that?
Yeah, for me, in certain instances, it is, because I know I hear a lot of videos. I actually got inspired to start my channel because of Black Ram.
Hold on 1 second, Talleyrand. I just want to welcome my brother MAB in the building. He's in here on the live stream. Say what's up, MAB.
Peace, y'all. What's going on?
We're gonna get to you in 1 second. We're gonna let Talleyrand the Great say his piece, and we got a whole group working here now. So let's wrap. Go ahead, Talleyrand.
Nice. All right. So I started my channel because I heard a lot of Black Rams content, and I love the game series, man. You gotta continue that for me, bro. Like, that was lit, man. That changed the way I move with women. That series was lit. Make more of that. I beg you, please. I super chat the hell out of for some of that, man. I'm telling you, man. I like that. So
I'm gonna try to put that in the book.
So for me, I started my channel because of Ram, but I read a lot of comments saying guys like pay for whores, and that's never being cool. What part of the game is that, bro? When you in a prostitute's team, paying her every week, every month, going to a strip club every week, every month. What part of the game is that? I missed that section of the game. Clearly, Like people travel abroad to sleep with women, pay for women, and act like they got it off game. Yeah, man, I slept with 3 chicks, 4 chicks in the Dominican Republic, Brazil. And it's like, bro, you paid for it, man. Stop fronting like you really got this off game. Like you need to chill. So, you know, things like that. I just saw dudes being like, yo, like I'm done with women and I'm done with society and I'm done with life. That sounds like suicide to me. So I started to make videos so guys will know, okay, like you could deal with women and there are some benefits outside of sex, because clearly some of these dudes are hurt. It's not just that, okay, like I'm MGTOW and I got the red pill. This is really like rage. Like they're really hurt by the chicks. It's like the 48 laws of power. People say it's evil and this and that, but you have to know it because people use it, right? So against you. So you need to defend yourself against it. So with women, I actually want more than sex from women. Actually, there's times I didn't have a job and I had chicks just give me bread. I had like multiple girls give me money, clean. When I'm sick, they pull up with the soup, cook, do all kind of different things, right? For me, it's like pimps, right? Pimps run game and pimps want women for more than just sex. Pimps are not even having sex with the hoes, allegedly, some of them, right? Because they have them out there for the money, they are business to the pimp. So I like to see the women as that, as a business. Right. And if she's a failing business, I don't want to be with her any longer. I would drop her. So what I do is I use a woman maybe for a year and then I let her go. That's actually more.
That's kind of grimy, ain't it, brother? 1 year and you let her go, huh?
It is. But I mean, if she's not serving me anymore. Right. So now if the chick is really, let's say she's doing all the right things.
Somebody can mute their mic. Somebody to mute the mic.
Get the seller.
Tyler, 19.
Tyler.
Skylar, you
Hold on.
mute the mic.
Yeah.
What up, Skylar? Welcome to the chat. Mute the mic for a second because we hear a lot of background.
Okay, cool.
All right. We'll get to you in 1 second after we get to MAB. Let me just say something about what you said about the overseas thing. I am definitely pro overseas. I've been to Brazil. I even did a video about it, and I enjoyed myself in Brazil. I think it depends on what you want. Here go the trade-off. And as Obsidian would say, the gone is gone now, but there is no, and I think another guy said this, there are no solutions, there are only trade-offs. So here go the thing. As a man, you're going to do 2 things. Either you're going to pay outright. I'm going to try to keep it PG. Either you're going to pay outright with your money or you're going to pay outright with your time. You can do both or you can do one or the other. It's on the man to decide which one is right for him. And I don't think, me personally now, my personal opinion, that I don't look down at a man who decides to do one or the other. MAB, welcome to the chat, bro. Good to have you on here. Chicago Connection.
Yo, what's going on, bro? What's up to the panel? What's up to the chat?
What's up,
Can y'all hear me?
We hear you loud and clear, bro. Go ahead.
Okay. Sorry for the background noise, but I just wanted to answer the question. My take on, is the juice worth the squeeze? I would say it's more than one way to get the juice.
My man.
So just ask yourself, how are you juicing, and is that worth the squeeze? We got traditional dating. We got there's brothers that's looking for love overseas, brothers that's looking for fun overseas. I don't fault nobody for doing what they do. Just ask yourself, is it beneficial to you and what you're getting out of it? And I think it's a place for everything in moderation. That's just my personal position on it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Skylar.
And you beat me to it, Black Ram, because see, I was gonna challenge anybody on the panel. Let me know where the free pussy at. Like, where's y'all getting this pussy for free? Because I do believe there's a place for game. Brothers need to step their game up. That not only with women, but with life in general. You need game to seal a deal. You need game to build rapport and build relationships on a political level. So we need game.
Let me answer that.
Go ahead.
Let me answer that free vagina question for you right there.
Yeah, we're gonna try to keep it PG for sure, because we want to play back.
Oh, okay. My apologies.
Nah, because most of the women in the hood that people are dealing with, they're whores. So if she giving you, any woman that in your neighborhood that give it up to you for free, she really charged other people. She was just feeling you maybe of game and you got it for free, but she's still a whore though. Yeah, right. So, but she just happened to like you on a human level and she gave you the vagina for free. But other dudes had to pay for it though. And that's really the case, though. Most of these women will charge another man for it. The goal is for you not to be charged for it, though. And I'm sure you had like some hood rat give you some stuff for free. I'm sure you didn't pay for all the vagina you ever had, right? So, you know, what do you say about that, though?
Well, I would have to agree with you on that. Not everybody, like everybody is every one of these chicks, no matter what type of if I could say whore, what type of whore they may be, in some circles, they giving it up to somebody for quote unquote free. But just to put it into context on what I mean by free, I'm not looking at monetary value. I'm looking at anything I can sacrifice. Nobody's getting female attention for quote unquote free, you know. And I operate off the whole Briffel's law perspective, which is you either sacrificing your time or even your game, because like I said, that's game that could be spent towards a negotiation or something like that, or risk. You can get free sex, but that comes with the risk of jealous baby daddies. That comes with the risk of STDs, that's a risk that we all take. Risk of getting a chick knocked up, and now you in a Drake type situation. So I don't really look at any of these forms of getting sex from a chick as free. It just depends on your method of payment.
If I could chime in here for a quick hot second.
Go ahead, bro.
Thank you. Just want to pick it back.
Wait, before you jump in, let me just introduce Skylar. Let him just introduce himself real quick, and then you got the next go over because he jumped in. I want to overlook him.
Hey guys. Much respect to the panel and hey to the chat. Just want to say, answer the question first and foremost. I'm 24, black male from DC, so it's terrible here with all the feminism shit. But is the juice worth the squeeze? Absolutely not. Being that I'm young and I'm starting my own business, my own IT business, as well as working in IT, it's too much risk for you to be trying to, try to get pussy and then, oh, well, let me be PG-13 about this. I forgot. It's never free. Like the other guy said, it's never free. And it's too much risk. And not only that, you have to keep in mind that you're never going to please her because she's had miles of dudes. So most women that you meet, and especially black women, they're going to be more experienced than you in bed.
Exactly.
So you just wasting your time.
I want to add one thing to that, if I can. When we talk about free again, let's ask, what's the difference? What's the difference between free or not free? Because let's say you're the one guy. Damn, somebody getting cussed out. Let's say you're the one guy that's getting it for free. But if we go back to that saying that all women are whores, then you the guy that's getting it for free from a chick that's still getting banged for some type of reciprocation from other people. I've banged chicks for free, but would I want to be in a relationship with them knowing that they might jump ship at any moment for pay, or that they might do something behind my back for pay? Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Okay. Then we have to define what is juice now, as opposed to what is free. What to define what is juice? Because I'm seeing comments and I'm watching videos of dudes saying, I'm seeing dudes saying, "Oh, yo, I want like they having sex with baby mamas, right, and all kind of other stuff." Like that's cool. Like they're going on the internet and how to get chicks to come to your crib and cook tilapia, like we heard earlier with Darius, and see if she's gonna give it up to you the first time you see her. So obviously we want some type of juice, right? So now we need to talk about what is juice and what is squeeze. Like how long are we considering, is it worth this squeeze? Like what's it, the length of time? What is considered juice?
What juice is the out. So when you squeeze an orange, you're getting juice out. So you put it in work to get a benefit. So the juice is the end game. The juice is the nookie. And I like to say this: you paying for it either in time or money. I don't see a middle ground unless you're a guy that's so attractive and so handsome that women literally walk up to you and offer to do things for you in order to get you in the bed. Unless you're a man like that, there may be some out there like that, but unless you're this type of man, a woman sees you in the street, she approaches you, buys you a drink, then tries to get your number, talks to you with the intentions of getting you in the bed. But which means she's putting forth all the energy to get you to bed, and you reap all the benefits. If you're not that type of guy, dealing with a woman is going to cost you some type of energy or monetary expenditure. Let's be real.
So can I add on to that? Like, let's say you are that guy. Let's say you are that guy that Black Ram is describing. How would you feel if you were that guy that's getting everything for quote unquote free from a woman that is still fucking me for money? So this is your woman that you get shit for free. How would you feel knowing that at the end of the day she goes to clubs and fuck with niggas like me? Like, does that make sense? What I'm saying?
Okay, are we talking about like is sex worth it, or we talk about relationships are being worth it? Because now I don't know the point, because we talked about people cooking for a chick in their house. Like I heard that on this live stream. So
what difference does it make? I mean, because now we move in the goalposts.
Now
initially,
no, we're not, because we're saying if the juice is worth the squeeze. So are we talking about relationship or sex? Because I heard on this very live stream that sex, bringing a chick to the crib, cooking for her, if she have a mom, going on apps. So that's some type of energy expenditure that you're doing.
Okay.
So
yeah, that might have been before I came in.
So fellas, let me chime in on this for a second. And I kind of, I agree with what Black Ram, says, and it's kind of hard. You can't possibly nail this thing down, this end game down, that there's one definitive end game, because each of us are individuals, and each of us have our own individual end game. So, and that's why I respect every man's right, to his end game and how he gets to it.
Excellent point.
So
I agree with the brother. Like, maybe we could define juice, because that might have came up before I joined the chat.
Yeah, hold on, I'm gonna define juice real quick one more time. Shout out to Zachariah Williams for the super chat, and also Robinson Dumzeal. Thank you for the super chat. So juice is this, real quick. When you squeeze in an orange, you're trying to get juice out of it. So you're putting in work for a derived benefit, which is drinking the juice, to try to get the nutrient content out of it. So when you deal with the woman, all she has to offer is what's between the thighs, right? We're going to try to keep it PG. So you are putting forth some type of energy expenditure to get her to lay down with you. And even if you change the game around, and the woman is serving you like she should, there's still effort, time, and energy you have to put into the woman to program her mind to give those things which you're seeking. So the question is, in today's age, with women being who they are, single mothers, blown out vages, you name it, all this baggage, is it even worth dealing with them for the small benefit that you're getting? And here go the thing. It's new out here now, brother. Your average female is sleeping with more than one guy. So no matter how you think you got it, how you plan it, she's dealing with another guy. So it ain't the washed up, the used up vag she got ain't even belonging to you exclusively most of the time. And if she ain't dealing with another guy in a physical nature, she got all her Facebook friends, ex-boyfriends. She got all these guys she's dealing with. So her head is constantly on swivel. So is it even worth it? That's the question.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Is it worth it to be in a relationship? To me, absolutely not. To have sex with them seems to be the consensus here. That okay, like having sex with a chick is cool. Like that's worth the squeeze. But the relationship is not. That's pretty much what I'm understanding from here. Am I correct or am I tripping?
Say that one more time, slowly.
Okay, so having sex with a woman seems to be the consensus that's okay, because we all have sex with women. I heard it, that bringing a chick home and cooking for her, that's some type of squeeze you're doing to get some type of juice. So now that seems to be cool, but relationships is not the squeeze. That bringing a chick home and cooking for her, that's some type of squeeze you're doing to get some type of juice.
Lagoon.
Oh, sorry.
That was somebody else.
Yeah, that was somebody else. But anyway, so okay, so if it's relationships, to me, that's not worth the squeeze. Long-term relationships, no. But it seems that we are agreeing that sex is in the short term.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Real quick, Stefan Clean Cakes, thank you for the super chat. It says it takes expenditure to get the juice, just like when you want to get in shape, you must be in a calorie deficit, aka take away energy expenditure. Absolutely. Go ahead, brothers.
Yeah, I would have the same answer. I'll answer that question the same way. It depends on how you getting the juice. There's more than one way to get the juice, is my point. So let's say we talking anything beyond sex or a physical interaction, that I consider that friendship or companionship, and you cannot pay for that. So you can't pay somebody to be your friend. That comes organically, but we also know that women, they don't give out their friendship for free either. And I'm still operating off of Griffith's law. I do have relationships with women that are not sexual, but I still deal with it on my own terms. I think that's worth it, but the only reason it's worth it to me is because I got the power to cut it off when it no longer serves me, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Can I say something about that?
Go ahead.
yeah.
I know plenty of women where, and even I myself have done this, where I have fronted like I don't have any resources, and I actually do, and I for free where where I actually had women paying.
Are you going in and
So they
out?
find out that I had money, and by that time I'd already got what I wanted. I think it's all how you play the game, but seeing as how women love taking care of Pookie, Ray Ray, Chad, and Tyrone, that I mean that's one of the fastest ways to get it, is to put on a facade, because women can't tell the difference. They can't.
Yeah,
I
I,
They
don't
don't
I,
know
know.
what
I
makes
probably
it,
agree with that.
Let,
I
Hold on a
definitely
second.
agree with that.
I don't know about
let me
that.
let Nagone jump in, and we're gonna go back to Skylar.
Okay, I think it's. Thanks, Ram. I think it's a give and take. I think you certainly are going to give a little something up. They're going to give a little something up too. But I think at the end of the day, it comes down to at least you kind of at the end of the day kind of be in control of kind of how the circumstances kind of work. It's okay. I have no problem taking a lady out to eat, or or going to the movies, or doing whatever. I have no problem with that. I have no problem paying for it if I'm going to ask them to roll out with me. I don't have a problem with some of that. But at the end of the day, there's got to be kind of an equal give and take. And at the end of the day, you shouldn't be taking hardly any real bullshit over it. I think if you're going to have to brook any disrespect or brook any real drama behind it, it's not worth it. Step off. You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying?
They go. Then the juice is worth the squeeze, bro. That's what you're saying.
Then the juice is worth the squeeze. You see. Let me just say this to you guys, because see, this is you want to talk juice is the pussy. I'm the juice. You understand? I'm the juice, and the juice is I'm the one who's got the energy and the wherewithal to make this shit happen. At the end of the day, all right. That's how I look at it. So I am the commodity. That's really how I look at it. The juice. Oh man, like this woman, I gotta get this. Nah, man. At the end of the day, I could pass that up any day of the fucking week. You know what I'm saying? So if I roll with it, it's got to be kind of on my terms. And if it's on my terms, I'm with it.
Then why?
That's how I really see
Skylar,
this.
Skylar, you have to mute. You have background, Skylar.
Skylar wanted to
Yeah.
jump in real quick. Let Skylar say his piece real quick.
I agree with that, but at the same time, every woman that I deal with, when I do deal with them, because once again, I said I have my own business, so I can't take that risk with that. They already know up front that when you come over to my house, we strictly doing that. You don't
That's
come
right.
over to my house to talk. If you want to talk, we go straight to Starbucks. There's no, in between. I'm going to go cook for you. If you want something to eat, you go to McDonald's or some other place. You know what I'm saying? It's not, the only woman I'm cooking for is my mother, if that, because she can cook for herself. So that's wasted. That's wasted energy, and that gives off the wrong signal to the woman. So you may want a one night stand with her, and then all of a sudden she keeps coming over, leaving stuff, and the next thing you know, you dating her.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask a question to everybody, and I'm gonna give everybody a chance to answer this, not only on the panel but in the chat room. My question to everybody. In fact, let me read what Red Pill Lifesaver said, and I want you guys to let me know what you think about this. I'm gonna pose this question. Red Pill Lifesaver says, "I give a few dollars to an escort and be done with it. I don't need a self-esteem boost." So my question to everybody in the chat room and everybody in the channel and on the in the stream is tricking. Would you consider tricking weak a bad thing? Would you consider that beta activity or weak
No.
activity, blue pill activity? Let me get people to answer that one at a time. Just because Nagoon is in and out, let me go with Nagoon first, and then we'll work our way around.
Okay. My answer to that is no. If that's how you want to deal with it, and that's how and you're comfortable with that, and that's really all you really want. You just want that brief female companionship. Hit them off with a couple of dollars and keep it moving and keep the drama out of it if that's what you choose to do. I myself am not going to make a value judgment on it and say that he's wrong. I know some people will try to shame people into doing that, but but screw that. You'll never get that from me. I think that's okay if that's what he wants to do. My view is, it all depends on how much you really want to spend. You don't want to spend too much doing that, but you don't want to spend too much doing that. But hey, if it's something that works for you, go right ahead. Because at the end of the day, I took this young lady out the other day. We went out to a really nice spot. We ate, chilled out, and at the end of the day, some drinks and food and all that. That shit ran me over $200. So, and I asked her to come with me, so I was prepared to do that. And if you want to do that one night and grab some girl and pay that, or maybe a little less, then that's all right. You're still paying. It all depends on how you feel about doing it. But if you feel that is something that you can do, to keep yourself going, I'm not going to sit back and really give a real hard value judgment about that, because the P word, the prostitution game, has been around. They say that's the oldest profession. I believe that's the oldest profession. I think so that's how I see it. It is what it is. So I'm not gonna hold a man in contempt for it.
All right, Nagone.
Sir. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So was that Preem speaking or Nagone? Like, you guys kind of sound kind of similar sometimes.
That was me. That was me speaking. That was Nagone.
Okay. So let me go to answer that question. First, let me shout out the super chat real quick. Robinson Dumzell says, women just really don't give a shit about us. You can look at it any way you want. Now that is very, very, very true. Yeah. So again, the question is, tricking beta, is it weak? Is it really something that you shouldn't do? Maybe you should do it. Maybe just spit the game at us. Maybe you should use your energy instead of your money. Want to know what you guys think about it? Let's go with MAB, and then we're gonna go to Preem and Talleyrand and Skylar. What do you think, MAB? MAB, you still with us?
Yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm trying to unmute the mic. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
I'm a bit of a hybrid model in regards to that. Sometimes, depending on the location, if it's legal or not, I might pay. Sometimes I don't. I think it's good to experience both, but you can be beta doing either or. So it's just a matter of how much are you benefiting from whatever you're doing. If you benefit from spitting game, then cool. If you benefit from paying, do a cost benefit analysis of the situation. And if you feel like you're coming out on top, if you don't feel ripped off at the end of the day, then I wouldn't consider that a beta move. But if you overcompensating, or if you getting the short end of the stick, then you need to reevaluate that.
Man, maybe I couldn't put it no better than that. If you're using it to overcompensate, that makes a lot of sense. Talleyrand, what you think about that, bro?
I believe it is the most beta thing I made.
I knew you was gonna say that.
I think it can be no more simping than to pay to be on a woman's payroll. Most of these guys, because we talk about the juice and the squeeze. So the juice is the vag, and the squeeze is your effort to attain the vag.
Absolutely.
That's my understanding. So you working how many hours to make that money? You out there in an office, or you doing hard labor, construction, blue collar, sitting down. So think of how many hours of work you had to spend to get the vag from a prostitute, to go on Backpage.
I want to ask a question when you finish.
Yeah, to get with a chick on Backpage, I mean, not even look the same as when you meet. Like, you go on Backpage and they have the ads, they might not even look the same. And your money is going to a pimp, another man. You don't pay for the vag for another man to benefit from that. So this man is pimping her, getting money from her, and now you on her payroll. You on her team every week, every month. How much money you spend a year on a prostitute? That is massively beta, in my opinion.
Okay, can I respond to that?
Go ahead.
All right, I can tell this brother, and I'm not here to sell buying sex, but I can speak on it from a perspective of a man who's experienced dating and prostitution. So from what I can hear, the brother is speaking from an outdated perspective of pimps and hoes. Not to say that those things don't exist anymore, but we living in a different time. These hoes are hoeing themselves. Okay, they not ain't no really no pimps. We in the age of social media. We're not talking about streetwalkers and crackhead hoes. We're not talking about Backpage either. You know, these are professional. Some of the chicks that y'all dating that y'all don't think are selling something on the side, they may be doing that. But to respond to that question, I would ask this. It goes back to perspective and your circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
What is paying for companionship to a guy that's making $15 an hour as opposed to a guy that's a millionaire or a guy that makes six figures? So again, I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. I'm saying it depends on who you are and what you stand to gain from it. Because spending $50 might break the bank for some brothers, where $50 might be 50 cents to somebody else.
Okay, let me address some of that. Listen, if you want to pay for sex, to me that's cool. Do that. To me, it's nothing to brag about. It's not to really hang your hat on.
Oh no, definitely no bragging. In fact,
no, I agree with that. That's why I said brothers shouldn't overcompensate. Some people, they experience it and then they go crazy, and that's all they can do. They can't even interact with women anymore after that. So I say things are worth looking into in moderation. But the reason I'm such an advocate for it is because I see how it affects the dating market. We got so many men, beta, alpha, and otherwise, who base all of they purpose and their self-worth on the ability to attract and keep women. Now, I'm not saying those are undesirable qualities. We all want to attract women. We all want to feel desired. But from a male ego perspective, I see how prostitution affects the dating market, because it takes all of the hot air out of what these chicks have to sell. We see them on social media with ass pictures. So I'm gonna try to keep it PG-13 with provocative pictures. They got simps lined up by the dozens on their cell phones at the workplace, in the neighborhood. And for a brother to feel like, okay, all I need is game, or all I need is to be a certain height, like how Brother Black Ram say he had a 3'6". Sometimes that'll get a few guys laid here and there, but that doesn't mean that the beta's not also tapping them draws.
Let me chime in. I haven't spoken in a while. So again, I'm on neither side of the argument, neither side of this debate. Like, I'm for whatever works for each individual person. God bless you. But just to throw a little monkey wrench in it, for example, I remember one of Black Ram's streams, it was months ago. He talked about a friend that he had that didn't have a pair of shoes that cost less than $500. I may be understating the amount, like $500. It may have been $1,000. So when some of these brothers, and I'm not speaking to anybody in particular, when they're out there and they're winning the game, yeah, they have to look a certain way. They're going to drive a certain type of car. Guess what? All that stuff costs money. Versus a guy who may have a paid off Honda Accord and be focusing on his projects and his business. He doesn't have to get fully suited and booted to go ahead and get the same end game. So it costs the floss and to kind of look the part to mac these women down. You have to have the latest wear, the latest shoes, the latest coat, the latest jewelry. So all that stuff costs. Again, I'm not speaking to anybody in particular, but I mean, the money's going to get spent either way.
Preem. Let's. I watched that video also. Ram said in that video that he was the only one who wasn't flossing, and he got the most chicks.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. So again, my whole thing is, the money is going to be spent, either way, but it's up to the individual person, whatever works for him. What's his constitution, what works for him may not be what works for me. But don't want to back this up too far. But you had asked Ram, you had asked a going question as far as not just the juice being the physical aspect of it, but the juice being the spiritual and the comfort of a woman. Mm-hmm. And to if I could speak to that, one of the greatest books that changed my life was Napoleon's Hill, Think and Grow Rich. And in there he had a chapter about sex transmutation, and he spoke to how it's not until most or the average man or millionaire man got into his 40s that he was able to get control of his libido and kind of transfer that natural male sex thing. He was able to keep that in lock, that his focus was kind of aligned, and he was able to make the biggest gains, that men are able to make the biggest gains once they get over the age of 40. Not as if their libidos aren't active, but they're able to kind of to heal, kind of make that submit, to their will. Um, that was one thing I wanted to say. But on the other thing, as far as needing a woman for the spiritual or the mental or the comfort level, Jesse Lee Peterson, the fellow out there from California, that speaks to religion or whatever. I like the way that he puts it is that man goes to God and woman goes to man. As far as who we dialogue with, who we get our comfort for. I've never been a man that has agreed to going to, and I'm not saying nobody is adjusting this, but I've had issues with women who wanted me to share things with them, tell me how you feel. You're not that person in my life. The only person that I share those things with is God. And I'm not a religious person. I don't go to church, but I'm not the type of person to where I need, a woman for that. So no woman will ever feel that need for me, in my life, all I need is companionship, her feminine energy, and that's about it. So I kind of warn, but again, I'm respectful of any man that kind of seeks or need or looks for that in a woman. That they should not find that in a woman. They should only find that in God.
Let me jump, and that's a great point. Let me jump in real quick. To me, being red pill and being alpha means that you are not allowing someone to take advantage of you. That's first and foremost. Betas allow themselves to be taken advantage of. Is it a beta position to trick? It depends on where that tricking is coming from. If it's like this, man, I run a business. I ain't got time to be out there hollering at different chicks and expending my energy, man. I'm just trying to get one off, just like I would be trying to use the toilet. I wouldn't look at that man as beta, and I wouldn't look at that man as less than. He's busy. He got more money than time. So he rather just blow it on getting his release, and he gone from it. And that's all he see the transaction as. But I can also see how a man would say, you know what? I work for these dollars, may have come harder than the next guy. So let me go and apply some game. But here's my point I'm trying to make. I don't care who you are, what you say, no matter what, it takes something out of you. And that's this therapy, man. Let's stop lying to each other. It takes something out of you to deal with a woman. Unless you're that guy. Again, if you're not that guy that the woman is literally coming to saying, hey, let me take you out to eat, let me buy you things, let me come and get it. Unless the woman is doing 100% of everything, and you still got to spend your time with her, right? But unless that woman is doing 100% of everything, if you got to open your mouth to say anything to a female, you're using your energy to gain the benefit, which is the juice.
Okay.
So I wouldn't put a guy down who says, you know what, man, I ain't got all that kind of time. Let me do my thing and let me go on. But now again, like Marcus said, if you're trying to compensate, if you're scared to get out there and pursue, or you're scared to get out there and you got the time to do it and you're afraid to do it, that's a different story. Let me, but before the next person speak, let me get I keep forgetting how to pronounce his name. Forgive me. Shavar, he hasn't spoken in a while. Sylar, I'm sorry, the Sylar. If you want to say something, brother, jump in, and then we'll go to you, Talleyrand, and then we come back to Marcus Brown again. And then
as far as that question, being a businessman, it's all about cost benefit analysis. At the end of the day, if you paying for it, that's the most direct, honest interaction that you will ever have. To be honest, if you ask me, trying to put in game, working all this stuff, taking her out to dinner, doing all this extra nonsense, you borderline in being a fuck or a blue pill beta man, because you putting all this effort in for her to may not give it to you versus you just outright paying for it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you working, you're making a whole bunch of money, or even if you're not making a whole bunch of money, but you're making a living wage, and you want to go ahead and splurge, go ahead, no shame to you. But it's a problem if like everybody else said, you're using a stunt with, I get women this, this, and this, and this, and this. It should be, hey, I need to get this urge off, and be done with it. That's it. Don't take, you want to start balling out like, because one, she's going to see that and exploit that. Two, that's the easy way to go broke. Three, that's a good way to, get yourself played. I know a lot of guys that start trying to escort from professional escorts, and they end up marrying bro. And then that's all she wrote. So it's all on the cost benefit analysis. But to me, that's the most honest form. I'd rather a woman be straight up honest. Hey, for this 750, that's not a problem to me. Get it done with.
Good point.
And just really quick, I know it's not my turn, but there are white collar men, black, white, Puerto Rican, Haitian, Asian, Indian, that exclusively only deal with women on that level. That just because their time for them is too valuable, they only exclusive. So it's not even a class thing. They're white collar guys that only exclusively deal with women like that because for them that exchange works better for them. That works to their position of strength.
Mute your mic.
Yeah, I like to mute your mic. And shout out to One for the super chat. He says, "Pay these chicks to leave in 2018. Everything else is be made."
I want to say something, man. You could pay for a prostitute. You could have horse with us, a streetwalker, Backpage, Instagram, Snapchat. I'm very up to date with the prostitution game. I'm very aware of it. I know pimps. I know chicks that do it by themselves. They got video chicks who just charge men to see her masturbate and all type of goofy stuff. I know it exists. You can do it whether you're white collar, blue collar, whatever. You are still beta. If you're on a woman's payroll, you are beta. There's no way around it, at least in my opinion. There's no justifying paying for a prostitute here or abroad or just paying a chick to watch her masturbate on a video. Come on, bro. That's beta.
So
Can I respond?
Again, I'm not saying this to defend anybody, but there are women, if you put the same guy in front of her and the guy is dressed one way, if he has on some Docker slacks and some $40, if he looks one way, she's not going to give him the time of the day. But if he has on apparel in a car, if he has on apparel that may have, let's say, rings up about $400 or $500 in a car that rings up a certain way, then she will talk to him then. So that same guy who's, again, spending income to have the right to even play from his position of strength with this woman is still spending money. So one could say, well, that's beta too, because if you were looking this way, she wouldn't even deal with you. So you have to look this way. You have to trick and spend money to look this way to even qualify, to even catch her eye.
Can I respond? Can I respond to that statement?
Hold on 1 second. Topo 1240, thanks for the super chat. And sure, Salah, your phone is having a few issues, man. So make it kind of brief because we got people aggravated.
Okay, my bad.
But it's hard to hear you with your phone connection. We can't hear you, brother. You gotta mute your mic. You gotta get a better connection because we really can't hear you. All we hear is this whining and twisting noise.
Can you hear me now?
A little bit better. Go ahead.
Okay. As he was saying, he's saying that it's blue pill, but in beta, but it's also beta to spend money on improving your looks, following a fad to try to get vagina, and trying to buy cars and trying to live a lifestyle, wasting money that you could be using to better yourself and further your own career, to try and get free vagina, which in the end isn't even free to begin with. So that's honestly beta behavior, trying to conform yourself to how a woman wants to see you to try to get vagina instead of outright paying for it and being done with her.
Hold on. Black Ram, you said that, it's not hard to get sex from chicks. You could go online, you could get it for free. You literally said you could get sex from a chick by just cooking some fish. Darius was just here saying he could get it. He 90% gets it from just inviting her over, cooking a meal for her, banks it out, let her go home. Why pay in hand though? So it's beta no matter what you do, but it's the most beta to put a cash in a woman's hands in exchange for her vagina. That is the most beta position you could be in Tolerance the Great's opinion.
I want to raise a question, and then I'm gonna just fall back and listen. I just realized over the course of this chat, like we sitting here as a bunch of grown men talking about what's alpha and what's beta. And, you know, I don't know about everybody here, but I know I consider myself a red pill thinker. This is a part of the reason I took the red pill, is to stop caring about what people think. So I'm 33 years old. I value brothers' opinions, but the more I sit here and listen to what's alpha and beta, like I really could care less what's alpha or beta. I care about what benefits me, what is working to my advantage, and I want to maximize that. So, you know, I don't really want to argue with brothers, but I do want to just leave it. I'm going to still be in the chat. I'm going to still be on the hangout, but I want brothers to really think about, like, what are we really doing here? Because we would totally reject shaming tactics from women or from society, but I didn't take the red pill to sit up here and be worried about what other men think either. So I just want everybody to kind of think about that amongst themselves.
Oh yeah,
And it may be. That was what you said right there. To me, that's alpha as hell. Because when you get to the point when you don't give a damn about what anybody else thinks, and you're doing simply that which serves you, which means you're not to let somebody else take advantage of you, but you're doing what serves you, I believe that's alpha. Like I'm gonna give you an example. I plan to go to the DR, and I plan to kick it just like you kicked it, Marcus. And I don't give a damn what nobody think about that. But at the same time, I can come back here and I can spit game to a chick and get her, or I can go to the DR and do what in other words, being alpha is doing whatever the hell you want to do, as long as you're not letting people take advantage of you. And who cares about what a female think about it? And who cares about what another dude? We just have a conversation, but who cares what somebody think about what you do as a grown man? And that's alpha, doing what you want to do on your terms. Here go the thing, Marcus. You're doing things on your terms what serves you the best. And as a man, you're making that decision now to decide what better serves you. And if it better serves you to say, you know what, man, I ain't got time for all of that. Here go a few dollars, baby. You don't pay her to come, you pay her to leave. Take that few dollars, go and get out of here. I'm good. I'm on the next thing.
Well,
I can't see how that's beta. I just can't. At the same time, I do understand the process of game. This Black Ram right here. I'm not bragging about but this Ram right here. I understand what it means to have game and spit that at a chick and even get a woman coming out of her pocket to give you money. I get all of that.
But we're talking about coming from a position of strength. So I'm not here to argue or like really down anyone. I love everybody, and I make videos to really I started making content because I was inspired by Black Ram to really give some type of positive feedback and different point of views. I'm all for it. This conversation is about coming from a position of strength, and I can't see paying for a prostitute being a position of strength. At least that's just my opinion. I can't see how is that you're strong as a guy for doing that. Like, I don't understand the concept of being.
But we see the thing is, I think where the disconnect is that it's perfectly your right to acknowledge that for you, but you cannot project that onto another man. You have to respect another man's autonomy. You can't project that onto another man. We respect that. You have the right to acknowledge that for yourself. Absolutely. But I think where the problem is when you project that onto another man.
Yep, I can't disagree with that. And that makes perfect sense to me. Shout out to Robinson Dumzil for the super chat. Tell him Ram. Yeah, man. I mean, we got Julius Minor says basically paying for it is subjective. And I think it is subjective. Book of Alfaroni says being beta cannot be compensated by not caring that people know. I mean, some people are going to disagree with that, BOA. Some people are going to disagree with that. I think if a man is truly confident in himself and he's not trying to overcompensate by paying, I think that's fine. See, I understand old school pimp game, and the worst thing in the world for a pimp to do is pay. Just like a real dealer, I'm not going to say, trying to keep this PG. A real dealer, the worst thing for him to do is use his own product. I get that, but at the same time, we can't compare it to because it's apples and oranges. But again, I believe alpha is not allowing others to take advantage of you in any way, shape, or form as much as possible. And if paying for it is more convenient for you, because it's all about your convenience. Here go the thing. At the end of the day, the point is we all can agree one thing. At the end of the day, there is really no women around that's worthy of all of your time, energy, and attention. Can we all agree on that? Do we agree that there really are no wifeable women, that the whole idea of coming together with a woman, building something, sharing your life with, can we all agree that that's over with? And then if we do agree that that's over with, the only thing that's left is how you want to get the juice. And on one hand, hey, use game, improve yourself, use game, energy expenditure to do so. On the other hand, hey, let's cut to the chase, man. And let me tell you something. I agree with both sides. It's however you want to do it. However you want to do it. We'll have let a couple of people get a last word on that, and then we're probably gonna either move on to the next subject. If we have something else we want to talk about. Anybody else have anything to say about the subject of that?
Well, I just want to say I get where you guys are coming from, but we're not talking about convenience at first. We started to talk about what is it coming from position of strength and what is considered alpha, right? So I guess it is more convenient. You could do convenient stuff and be weak or be beta or have the woman rule you same way, right? But it's not, if it's convenient, yes, paying for someone straight out, that's definitely the most convenient way, as opposed to running game and blah, 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 or whatever, right? And you mentioned it, Black Ram, as a pimp, if the worst thing you could ever do is pay, because the pimp understands that's a subservient position to the hoe. But that's pretty much how I'm going to leave it as. And if you guys agree on paying, that's cool, though. You could do it. But that is not considered alpha, at least not where I'm from, not with anyone I have ever been around, not from any pimp I have known. It's not even alpha to the hoe. That's why they call them, the hoe called the man a trick who ends up paying for her.
Yeah, I get that. But in a sense, any man pursuing a woman can be considered the same thing. It's just the methodology that's in debate. A man who pursues a woman, a man who takes a woman out to dinner, a man who's trying to sweep a woman off her feet, a man who's trying to do all these things for woman attention. We can say the same thing. It's in the same vein. I don't care how good a man's game is. I ain't never met a master of the universe type of guy to where women are pursuing him exclusively. I'm not saying that a man has never had a woman come at him. I've had women come at me too. I'm talking about all women that you encounter pursuing you. That's the only position that can be considered really, really alpha. And only people that's getting it like that are superstars and celebrities, and even they start to simp. So I can't even use that. Am I saying no man is pre-selected by a woman? I'm not saying it at all. But I'm saying most of us, we have to put in some sort of work and some sort of effort to gain a woman's attention. Now, I know those are guys among us who don't have to work hard, and others, not everybody got it like that, plain and simple. So I want to move the conversation forward to another question, and we're gonna just probably wrap this up. So I want to ask everybody on the channel, or who's on the stream with me, even those in the chat room, do you ever see yourself pursuing a long-term relationship? If so, if yes, why? If no, why? And let's start with Sylar, and we're gonna work all the way to MAB.
All right. Absolutely not. Because relationships now are pretty dead. Because in the end, she will always leave you. So that's kind of like trying to tame a wild tiger, in the hopes that it'll love you as its master. It still has those instincts. At any moment, at any time, it can turn on you. Better be safe and sorry, and just break one off and then keep it moving. Keep it about your business until laws change, until the methodology and thinking of women change, until situations get better. It's better off being by yourself and handling your business until you get to the point in which you no longer look for that.
Good point. Tyler?
Yeah, when it comes to relationship, it depends, man. Sometimes I have a main chick, I have side chicks, I have a bunch of different things. So I do have it because I choose women for more than just sex. They have to do something more for me besides the sex. They have to earn the sex with me. So I had chicks really take me out, pay for me. Or if I want to maybe just there's certain things I don't want a man to be around me sometimes. Sometimes when I go out to a concert or just enjoy the town or do something more cultural, because most men are simps anyway. They're going to ask me if I say, oh, let's go to a museum, let's do this. Are there girls there? There's going to be women there? Man, I can't go nowhere with men, man, because men are just, I can't even go running with a guy. Oh, she thick, she bad. Oh, my God. I might as well bring a girl. So, for real. So, I like, and women will pay for me, man, more than men do. I seldomly see a man pay for another guy and just let it be love without just some homo stuff, right? So I prefer just to be around the women in certain instances. I could get sex from her. I could get money from her. I have women buy me groceries, man. I have women drive me around. I have women do all kind of things that men have not done for me. So therefore I would choose her for an extended period of time until she messes up and then I have to drop her. But in terms of relationships, if I'm in control, yes, I advocate for it.
And then you on to the next one. And Tyler, I think that's a great position to be in, and that's from a position of strength. And you can do that and do that well. And that's your strong suit because you've taken the time to understand the process of game. You've absorbed the game and you're using it to your advantage. And see, that's the thing. That's what I'm about. I'm about taking whatever you can to use it towards your advantage. And you got a lot of tools. So I think the manosphere is like this. You got a guy like the Book of Alpharonomy who's telling you how to be alpha and how to be into your manhood. And it works. It works. So if a guy want to pick him, say, like M-oA just said, he mentioned that he'll wait months until he get chosen. That ain't nothing more gangster than that. Ain't nothing more alpha than that. Hey, hands down, I got to say what M-oA is saying, and Mr. Limber is saying the same thing. Man, you can't beat that. You can't. But it's about what's being efficient. That may work for Book of Alpharonomy. That's why he's unique and special. For another guy, it might not work. For another guy, he may feel as if there's a better way to do it or a better way to his liking. And I think that's what it's all about. Preem, did you speak already?
No, not yet.
So long-term relationships, Preem, because the question is the juice worth the squeeze? And that term, by the way, was made popular about 6 years ago, because I've been in this community for a long time, by the first MGTOW, whose name is Barbarossa. And he asked the question, is the juice worth the squeeze when it comes to modern relationships? So, Preem, do you see,
yes, sir.
you are with a woman that's overseas. So you do plan on dealing with one woman long term. Tell us why that works for you.
It works for me because she checks off the boxes. This woman checks off the boxes, or a woman. It may not eventually end up being her. It may end up being another woman down the line. I'm very pragmatic. I'm a realist. I've even had women who had a problem with me because they've always said that I seem indifferent, and which was true because they could stay or they could go, and if they left at any moment, I wasn't moved either way. So I'm very pragmatic in that, from a perspective standpoint. But the woman that I deal with right now, she checks off my boxes. And if a woman checks off my boxes that are exclusive to me, then yeah. Because it works for me.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It works for you. And so you're more SYBM and you're dating out. Let me ask you this question, Preem. So you have a woman that's overseas. Do you plan on bringing her back here?
Oh no. And she has no intention whatsoever of leaving her culture. None.
And because you know the dangers of bringing her back.
Absolutely. And I know not to get too sidetracked, but I know like some guys who they've completely moved over there and they do well and do what they want to do. But I can never personally see myself leaving permanently the United States only because of the free market that this system has, only because of the capitalism that's available in the system that you won't find in third world countries, and the ability to have an idea to take it to the market. That's where my passion is, and I need this. I want this economy. I want to be on the front lines of capitalism in the trenches. I like playing in that game, and that's a game you can't find everywhere. Yeah, you have the digital nomads, but I don't see myself leaving this capitalist system on a permanent basis. Maybe when I'm old and gray and done, maybe, but until then, man, I gotta stay in the game. I gotta stay in the game.
So your lady is fine, and you're fine with dealing with at such a long distance, Preem?
Yeah, because I go back and forth, and I'll say this, I will disclose this, and because again, I'm pretty reserved in what I let out. She's even offered a conversation because she said, you are still a young man, you don't have any children, and she said I'll be okay if you decide that you wanted to have a child. And of course, there are means to go ahead and procreate with the children without the whole sexual thing. But she said she would understand if I decided to sire a child at one point in time. So yeah, it's pretty different. It's cool. And I didn't even offer that. she offered that to me.
Yeah, that's definitely a different breed of woman there for sure. Being overseas. MAB, you still with us?
Yes, sir. I'm still here.
Hey, MAB, I don't know if a lot of guys do. Everybody know that MAB years ago had a video that went viral.
Oh yeah,
I
World
don't
Star.
know, hold on real quick. If you guys know remember the video that went viral for MAB, put a number 1 in the chat. MAB, you don't really talk about it a lot, but I think some people probably forgot, man, that how you actually blew up that video. The first video you ever did, it went viral, and you didn't do a whole lot of YouTube videos back then.
No,
But
I was doing. Yeah, that was when I was doing the music real heavy.
Yeah. So
And
just
this was also in my blue pill era. So
right. So just for the people, man, you want to let's just talk a little bit about that video that blew up, and maybe just for, I don't know if you still own the video, but I think it'd be helpful if you like repost it so it could be a little bit more current, because when I saw that video, man, I was like, damn. Hey, that helped me out.
no, for sure. Yeah, I got a lot of feedback from that, but so the video he referring to, I caught my ex-girlfriend cheating on me and recorded it. This was in 2012. And so yeah, I basically walked in. She had another guy in her place. I didn't know what else to do. So me being a photographer, videographer, I just did what I know how to do. Pulled out the phone and I was like, hey, look at this. Y'all see what she doing? So I posted the video. I sent it to World Star Hip Hop. This was pretty much out of spite. And they posted that video within the next hour, and it went viral. Every time I refreshed the page, it was like 1,000 views, 20,000 views, 50,000, and then it became like 2 million. And if you look at it, go look up, just Google acting up, or go to World Star and look up acting up, and it'll come up. I don't really repost it as much because I don't know, like I had issues with a family over that.
Oh, okay.
But the video is viral, so it ain't going nowhere. I've been more I received a lot of the positive feedback. Some people was like, "Oh, I'm sorry about that." I've posted little skits before, so some people didn't think it was real. They thought I made it up, but no, that really happened. And that was back in my simping days. This was before the red pill. And what happened was, I know y'all familiar with Sandman MGTOW. He did a video, so I don't repost that video, but I repost Sandman's video that he did on my story. It's called From Mangina to MGTOW, and that's what kind of got me more of a following in the red pill community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that video, yeah, man, it shook everybody up, man. I mean, we knew the realities of it, but to see that raw and in your face like that, man, and the way you was talking to her, man, it's like, whoa. And she was so cold with it, man.
I was the typical. I was like every definition of a simp, but at the same time, these were, how would I put it? That was me trying to fulfill the role that they give us in terms of like proving your love, and even when you go through ups and downs with somebody, you always show that you dedicated. You're gonna stick through the thick and thin. That's what a lot of guys fight the hook on. And when we look back and look at like some of the BS that we've taken, like we really gotta ask ourselves, like, is that juice worth the squeeze? And it definitely wasn't. But yeah, I use that as a point of my life to compare to now. So like the way my standards of living now, I think I came a nice way.
Hey Marcus, really, really quick. I'm there right now. I just typed in acting up, ACTINGUP. I never heard of it, but I got like 42 pages on the search. So is there another search term, or do I have to throw your name in there?
World Star Hip Hop or Google, because it's everywhere. It's on Facebook. It's on YouTube. I can't even keep up with it no more. It's so many views.
Okay. I'll just do acting up cheating or something like that and see if I can find it.
You know what? Spell it without the G. So it will be acting ACTIN without the G.
Gotcha. Appreciate it.
The reason it's titled that way is because that happened right around the time when Meek Mill had that song like "These hoes be acting up," and so it was a fitting title at the time.
Yeah, man. So knowing what you know, Marcus, about female nature, man, and you know, you've been in this community for a while, man, and you really kicked a lot of stuff off. As far as rare appeal awareness, and your rare appeal journey, man, is one that resonated with a lot of people. Is the juice worth the squeeze in that? Do you see yourself in a long-term monogamous relationship in the future?
Nah, at this time, I don't see myself pursuing a long-term relationship or serious relationships. Like I said, I still date, and I'm pretty much an open book about my dating versus prostitution thing. Um, the reason I wouldn't pursue a long-term relationship now is that I just know that the laws are not in a man's favor, particularly in the West, in the U.S. The laws not in our favor. The social dynamics are not in a man's favor. And for me personally, I don't plan on having children. So I see that as the only real reason in maintaining a monogamous relationship. But I respect the men who do, and I respect the men who continue to pursue those relationships to raise families. But yeah, personally, I choose to leave a legacy not by blood, but by philosophy and leaving my ideas and lifestyles out there for other people to see.
Man, good stuff. Good stuff, man. That's definitely the thing, man. You live in your life, Marcus, on your terms and how you want to do it, and that's what the community is about. And ain't no shame in that. Ain't no shame in living exactly the way you want to. And that's the thing, man.
Sometimes it takes some backlash to get there. I know a lot of guys they work real hard to meet the approval of society, and there's a place for that because if everybody was just a rebel, then I don't know it would be some other level of chaos out here. But yeah, I've been blackballed from a lot of circles, from the dating scene in certain areas, from the community, as Xanatos would say. I've been blackballed from the music scene. So at a point in time after you done burnt the bridges, you just like, okay, well, I'm gonna do me and forget who don't like it. And the irony with that is that's when you start finding an audience that really resonates with you when you're just doing your own thing.
Yeah, that's what we talking about, man. Shout out to Dayton Mindset, Afri Kingdom. You can jump in if you want to, bro. Let me post the link. It may be. So let me ask you this one question real quick. That video kind of made you quite famous. So I mean, do people know who you are when you walking down the street?
Off and on, only when the video resurfaces, because you know it resurfaced on Facebook. It happened in August, so for whatever reason around August that always comes up. And like I said, I got a more positive end of that. You know, some people see it and they'll see me and they'll laugh. They'll be like, "Oh man, I remember that." Or you know, they'll ask me, "Do I still keep in contact with that ex?" And I don't. But she got the rough end of that stick, and for a while I had felt bad about it, but now it's just like, you know, whatever, because she don't even live in Chicago. She had to relocate somewhere else because
Yeah.
she created some enemies over things that ain't had nothing to do with me. But yeah, like that video gonna be out for a while, and it's reality. You know, ain't no faking that. Like that's really how it
Yeah.
went down.
Anybody who's seen the video, we know that's the for real, man. For real,
Oh,
for
it's
real.
another video too on my old channel. If you want to look at like the difference between me in 2012 and me in 2013, because she did try to keep in contact with me. She tried to reach back out to me a year later, and I wasn't talking to her, so she ended up scratching my car. That was another video that Sandman had spoke on. That's on my old YouTube page.
Okay.
But if you look at my responses between the two, you can see the difference. Like in one of them, I was really trying to make things work. In the other video, it was like I had finally grown to a point of acceptance in my life to where nothing that other people do really matter to me. I'm just like, okay, well, I don't know how to explain. Like you just get to a point where stuff don't matter no more.
Yeah. And you're right. It gets to a point where, like, I'm at the point where, man, I really don't give a damn about much at all. Period.
Marcus, hold on, Marcus. Let me ask you something, bro. Like, I saw a ring. I watched the video. I saw a ring on this chick finger, man. You engaged this chick?
No, I wasn't. I don't know why she got the ring, but no, that's not something I gave her.
Mm-hmm. So I got a couple of more questions for the panel, then we're gonna get up out of here. And I really want a few details behind this. Have you guys ever met a wifeable woman? And anybody can take that on first.
I actually have. I'm gonna jump in first. I actually have. I'm 28, so I mean, I haven't had as many life experiences as some of you, but I have lived in a different country and I have lived here, and I met some really good women, man, like great women in both places. So I'm not gonna really sit here and be like, yo, a woman are terrible and trashy. When I was younger, I definitely met someone who was super dope, super smart, really conservative, and I was surprised because she was Native American and Black, so she was from here, but she had a really good upbringing. And she was cool, man. She was very cool. She cooked, she cleaned, she had her own place. I'll come in, everything was cool. She loved me way more than I loved her. And I think I just messed it up because I was young. You know what I mean? I didn't really know how to really maneuver it and really keep under control. But I definitely have met two for sure.
Yeah, I've met quite a few women that I felt like was marriage material, but and I've also had a chick that I dated that I felt like was the good girl that I wasn't ready for. That was like high school age. But another thing, just to put another perspective on that, the women that you meet when they wifey material, they may not be wifey material once they marry. And what I mean by that is everything is conditional. I learned that from actually messing around with married chicks, and I'm not saying that's a good idea, but you know, everybody's wifey material until they get married. You don't know what they're gonna become once you didn't put the ring on their finger, and that's kind of like my concern with marriage in general.
Yeah,
That's facts. That's facts.
my opinion. Now, this may be a little brutal, so to speak. I believe that the only woman that could really be a wife, she needs to have about three things going, right? Number one, to be a wife, which means not necessarily even legal marriage. I don't believe in legal marriage, so I'm gonna make that disclaimer right here. So when I say wife, I'm not talking about going to the courthouse, making the United States government, the state, a third party in your relationship. I'm completely against that. No M-oA or MGTOW would suggest that. The laws are just way too out of line. BOA, you jumping ahead of me, man. But number one, to have a wife, she got to be a virgin. You have to be the only one that is imprinting that womb. The only one, and the only one who has, and the only one that will. The scriptures saying, and I'm not saying that you guys are necessarily Bible believers, but the two become one flesh, right? Well, she's become one with John and Keith and Keon and Rodney and Daryl and, you know, James. That's not a wife. So wife number one has to be a virgin, period. And I don't even think that's subjective, because a wife has to be a reflection of you. She has to take on your influence. She has to take on your mind and your soul. So if she's not non-virgin, right away, that knocks her out the park. Number two, she has to have the raw materials that you need to work with. Raw materials, what I mean by that, she need to come with an open and willing attitude to be submitted and to be led by you. Because that's what a wife is. A wife is someone who has a husband, and husband means Lord and master. So if she's not coming to you in that vein, then she's of no use, or at least of being a wife. And number three, she has to be ready to serve, because that is her purpose. Believe it or not, and Taliban, I'm sure you can agree with this. When you get a woman and she's in her right mind, she loves to serve. She loves to serve a man. And in fact, women know instinctively this is their purpose. Their purpose is to please and serve a man. And they know this instinctively. This is why they get great joy out of the sexual pleasuring of a man, because she knows she's there to serve. Women get great joy out of cooking for a man if she's in her right mind. Remember what I said, right mind. So she has to have those things. And since your average female, right, is so far away from even one of those things, I'm not even saying it should be just one, but you can't even give her one of those things, then I don't really think there's any woman that's really worth in this day and age calling a wife. Now, what you can have is a sex buddy. You can have a concubine. You can have a friend. Even if you give her the title wifey, is she really wifey? Wifey don't have kids by another man. Now, we talk about what beta position is. Maybe this is subjective, but to me, the ultimate beta position is not paying for it. The ultimate beta position is wifing up a single mother and taking care of somebody else's kids. To me, that's the ultimate form of beta. Can't get more beta than that. A man taking care of another man's children. I mean, that's almost is just as bad as being on playing for the other team, if you know what I mean. I'm gonna keep it PG. But you can't get more beta than that. So most women are nowhere near being any semblance of a wife. Period. And here's the thing: women know this too. Women know this too. They know that they're unworthy, but they still try to sell you a bill of goods. Anybody else want to speak on that?
Yeah, I could jump in, man. Honestly, you need to be in your right man as a man, in your right mind as a man as well. I'm seeing a lot of guys, especially here in these United States. A lot of guys, man, they're smoking all kind of crazy stuff, doing all kind of drugs, and they don't have a trade, they don't have an education, they don't have pretty much to their name, so they have no choice but to deal with these no good chicks. So now when you have a chick that has a baby mama and another dude adds another child to it, you obviously not in your right mind as a man, right? So these women have to be rejected by men in the right mind. If you are in your right mind, you have to reject the women that are not in the right mind. That's the only way they will learn. When these women that are not in the right mind end up getting a man in his right mind, she feels that she's worthy of you, and you have to make her understand that she is unworthy. If she's if she does not in her right mind, she is not worthy of you. And most guys don't have any discipline and expect the women to have more discipline than men. That makes no sense to me. To expect perfection from a woman is like expecting perfection from a child.
I like that saying. Say that one more time, Charlie. When expecting perfection from a woman is like what now?
It's like expecting perfection from women is like expecting perfection from a child. If you leave a child to their own devices, they will kill themselves. That's the same thing for the women. When you're the husband, you have to be in your right mind to rule her. You have to actually be ahead of the household. You can't just allow her to be in her own devices. She's not going to respect you like that. And nor should she.
You're right. And actually, the reason why a woman shouldn't have control of herself is because she doesn't have control of herself. The reason why she shouldn't be responsible for herself is because she can't be responsible for herself. It's not really in her. If you leave a woman to their own devices, you leave a woman to her own choices, she's always going to make the worst ones. Leave her to make a choice. She's going to make the wrong choice each and every time. It's almost like whatever's negative, they drawn to. It's like they can't help themselves. They need to be led. The female is not built to lead herself or others. She's not built that way.
And I know some of us complain, but it's your job as a man to give her instruction. And it's sad that most of us complain about it. If you don't want to do it, that's okay too, though. But it's actually up to you to give her instruction. She's not going to give herself instruction. A woman can give any child, her own children, instruction. Her own children are heading for destruction. So how can she do it, though? The man is the one that's supposed to be in control and heading for something, right? And having a purpose and stuff. You can't expect the women to have those things. She will lead you and the kids to destruction. So you have to instruct her. You must do it. It's your job. Whether you want to do it or not, that's a different story, though.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Anybody else want to speak on that?
I missed the initial question. I was watching Marcus's video just to hang.
Oh, okay.
Well, would you mind repeating the question, please?
No, I was just saying that have any of us ever met a quality woman? But Prima, obviously you have, because you got a woman that you are in a serious relationship with at the time, or at least long term. So I wanted to maybe get you can speak to it if you want to, but then I want to get the Siler hasn't talked in a while, so we'll let him get his 2 cents in before we get on up out of here.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'll go ahead and pass on to Siler.
If he's still with us. Okay.
Yeah, I'm still here. Just came home from work, so I have dealt with a quality woman before, which is rare, even for where I live in DC. But she did have her own share of problems, which she openly admitted that she had some situations going on which didn't work for neither of us, so we respectively parted ways. And ever since then, I haven't met another woman like her. She was honest, was about her business, you know, was submissive, um, and didn't mind letting me take charge because I knew what I was doing, which is very rare for where I live at. You know, so I have met a quality woman, just not like her. You know, so I just been to myself, trying to um, get my own desires under control.
Shout out to Ziggy One Ton with the super chat. Says thanks for the game, big homie. Appreciate the super chat, Ziggy One Ton. Shout out to you. Well, before we get out of here, because we've been on here for quite a while, let me see if the audience has any particular questions for anybody on the panel or anything they would like us to address. I like what Charles Merchant says. Charles says quality women are given to their husbands by their quality fathers. These orders do not frequent male spaces. I like that one, C Merch. I like that. Mr. Lemon says, block the haters immediately. Yeah, that's my moderator's job, so I'm sure they'll be on it. My moderator's job is to block the haters. So do you have out there, do you have any other questions or comments before we close this one out? I don't want to be sitting just talking. And anybody on the panel, you all got anything you want to say, mention, talk about? We just can go to an open forum. If we don't have anything else to really mention, we can go in and shut it down. But I'm free and open to continue it a little bit longer if you all got something y'all want to talk about.
I do. In particular, I have mentioned multiple times that I have my own business.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that, like one of the other panel members said, men don't have being raised by single parent households, single mother households. They've been, brainwashed, and don't have the masculine qualities. So what ends up happening is that they end up following the dreams of the women, going to college, and these things aren't really built for the man. Not knocking anybody who's gone to college. College is for those for those who it works for. But I say a lot of men need to look into other fields. Like I said myself, I work in IT. Computers are my thing. Uh, you know, lands a lot of money, teaches you self discipline, and self respect. And it takes a lot of your time out, so you won't be chasing women. A lot of fields. The economy needs a lot of fields that uh, that are empty because we're too busy trying to chase the dreams that women want. And I just say that they need to focus and get into career fields that take their focus and focus in the correct place.
That's a great point. You said always trying to chase what women want, right? That is
I,
excellent point. A lot of men, we're always trying to be what a woman wants us to be, and that's uh, definitely not alpha. Anybody else got something to say?
Yeah, definitely. I just, I co-sign that too, and just shout out to Itmore and its tenets, its doctrine, how it overtly emphasizes, that as a man you put yourself first, and you try to actualize yourself to be the best person, the most productive person that you can be, putting yourself first and your, interests, first. And again, just shout out to Idmore and what it represents, the mindset that it puts into brothers, man. It's almost like I'm living a dream when I found this place and just came on it by accident. I was on my other YouTube profile, just watching some stuff on the whole YouTube thing. Here, I came across one of the brothers' videos during the YouTube apocalypse, and from that, I just found this whole Idmore thing, man, and SYSBM and MGTOW thing, man. And I had no idea that there were brothers out here that existed that believed in the similar things that I did. I just thought I was on the island alone, man. So definitely shout out to all the YouTube content creators that just are continually red pilling brothers, bringing them through. And sometimes people say, well, why, you know, not you, Rand, but they'll say, why do they keep talking about the same thing? Why do they find solutions, this, that, and whatever? It's because there are always younger brothers, older brothers, middle-aged brothers that are being converted on a daily basis. So this thing that you brothers are doing, just God bless y'all, man. Just, you know, more power to y'all. Let it continue, because the more brothers that we can red pill, the more brothers that we can put in a position and have them accept, you know, have them say it's okay to put yourself first, your interest first, be the best at that you could be, man. Just all the better it is for, you know, the heterosexual black males out here, man. So just thank you.
Man, appreciate that, man. It more is all about building black men up, man. A lot of us are hurting, and even if you don't need to be built up, it more is about gathering brothers together. It's about brotherhood. It's about us having each other's back, man. It's about being for us, and that's very, very important. Anybody else got anything they want to say before we get up out of here? I see we got a lot of trolls that are jumping in the chat room. My moderators are starting to do a good job now on you know, putting these people in their place. But you know, with the views come the trolls, so we kind of expect that. If a troll has something reasonable to say, we could address it. But usually the trolls have nothing logical, reasonable, or rational to say. So we keep them in check. And maybe you got any last words, bro, before we get up out of here?
Definitely. What I would like to see, man, from this, if more, man, I'm inspired by Ram a lot, man, because Ram has more topics than just women. Like, he has women topics, but Ram really has the manhood principles. That was gold, man. Like, I really love to see things like that, man. I'm seeing a lot of women are this and women are that, and I really want to see true brotherhood from guys, man. I would love to see guys go out and not even check for chicks, man. I would love to see that, to just go out, have a drink, enjoy the theater, enjoy whatever you're into, man. Like skateboarding, bike riding, something amongst men. And there's something gay about it, man. We need to stop thinking that it's gay to not pursue the female. I want to see more guys really talk about budgeting, man, to how to get their money right, how to get a trade, like the other brother says. You could go to university too, but do a STEM field, right? How to study better, how to just be more productive. I really want to see more content like that, as opposed to just the women this and baby moms and all these bottom of societies. Those are necessary. I have videos of actual baby moms talking. Like, I literally recorded them as they spoke. And I want to see really more content for men, like really, like how to really have a tight brotherhood. Women have way better bonds than men. They seldomly depressed because they talk to their girlfriends every day, or they have such a close knit that men just don't have. And I feel that's why we're so depressed and we're so tight about the women, and we almost envious of them. And I see this in some of the comments, that the women got better connections and the women got everything, right? And I feel like as men, we should really work together to really create more of a bond for ourselves, so we don't have to go through depression and suicide thoughts and things like that, man.
Yeah, and I think that speaks to one of the greatest powers that people can get from M-oA is just you cannot underestimate just how far self-confidence, self-esteem can take you in this country, you know, in this world. And M-oA does such a great job. And the whole manhood series is, once a man has belief in himself, like we were saying earlier, that he just doesn't care what anybody else thinks about him, that's a man who the sky is the limit as far as what that man can go ahead and do. And we will see more and more brothers, everyday brothers, coming from humble beginnings, going in the fields, going into careers. I came from the blue collar thing, roofer, plumber, this and that person, but now I'm going into technology. And I'm kicking ass into it because I know I fucking can. Excuse my French, because I know I can. You know what I'm saying? And I'm doing it. So just that whole man, it all ties in. It's all like one holistic circle. It ties in that confidence, that belief in self. Brothers, you can. It sounds cliche, but you can do anything.
That's for sure, Preem. That's for sure, bro. That's for sure. MAB, any closing thoughts, bro?
Yes, sir. I just wanted to piggyback on what Preem was saying and just thank you for everything that you do. I'm a fan of your work. I appreciate everybody in the chat, on the panel, and the manosphere in general. I mean, I see a lot of progress being made people bringing new topics into fold, from travel to fitness, well-being, and finance, like all type of different topics. But we talk about women and female nature too, but that's because you can never cover the basics too much. It's always new brothers coming into the mix, and that's a topic that'll never get old. So I just appreciate everything and everybody that's here, and let's just keep it going.
True. And here's the thing, I wish we could talk about more than females, but then nobody would listen. If I said, hey man, let's do a show on something that has nothing to do with women.
Yeah, like,
it'll be maybe I ain't gonna lie, maybe about 15, 20 guys will watch.
You can see in the views like which ones people are interested in, but female nature and even like dating and topics like that, that's one of those things that no matter where we come from, different backgrounds, different walks of life, political ideologies or whatever, like we all can discuss that and exchange ideas and experiences. And that's, I guess it's a common foundation. And from there, brothers start building onto other things that we might have in common, or even things that we don't have in common, so that we can have a better understanding of each other and how we can help each other out and grow from learning each other's differences.
I mean, I agree within reason, but it almost feels like I'm validating dudes' unhealthy way of thinking about the world. You know, when I'm like, yeah, old chicks are awful and this and that. I'm just really adding more to that. It's almost like, yeah, like what, you know, like what else you going through? Because I like I think it's, what's his name? The Thinking Templars, I believe it is.
I'll have him on soon. Probably we're gonna try to do something in a week or so, and he's gonna be involved. But the Thinking Man Templar also, he used to be known as Ghost God. Been rocking with him for years.
Yo, his content is deep, bro. Like,
yeah, that's my brother right there.
Like,
he will be on. He was in the chat early, but he'll be on with me probably. Try to maybe do something at the end of this week or next week.
Nice. Like, his stuff literally almost makes you want to cry, bro. Like, because he really talks about the experiences as a black male from poverty, and I could really relate to him in some ways. I'm on the come up, and it's great, but man, there's some really brothers are really going through some really real stuff, like suicidal thoughts and, you know, like giving up on life and the world. And sometimes I feel like doing so much content about how badly women will hurt you is really just going to add to the mental health, to the diminishing of the mental health. So, you know, I get it, you know, but I kind of want to find a way to balance it more, because the Thinking Templars, this guy talks about molestation, like real things that black men are dealing with.
Definitely. Shout out to Kevin Samuels, the man that's all about image and style. That's definitely necessary. Black men, we need to be concerned about our image and style for sure. I'm with that. Although I am an introvert and in the shadows person, I do believe in having image and style. For sure. It was something I wanted to say. Kind of lost my train of thought. What I wanted to say. Let me reach back in the crevices of my mind real quick. It was a point I wanted to bring up. Oh, about talking about other things. Yeah, if I decided to do a show about other topics, a lot of people wouldn't watch. What I realized is that a lot of guys are either trying to be done with women or find their way into a woman. That's pretty much the whole of the thing. Like, I wanted to do a video on, man, the end of the world. Wow, Yellowstone eruption, Nibiru, Planet X. Well, nobody want to hear that. We don't want to hear that. What people want to hear is either how to get past women or get into a woman. And that's just what the audience is called for. I mean, there's nothing really I can do about that. If I do a video about development, it's not going to get as many views if I do a video about female nature. I mean, it's just a fact. And the more grittier the video is about female nature, the more views. That's just what it is. I mean, there's a gang of topics to talk about, but the question is, do you want to hear it? Because I did it. Let me say this real quick. I did a series about this was last year. I did a whole series about 5 or 6 videos about the mind program and how to break free from the mind program that is the West. And people have been asking for a video like that for a long time. Put out the video, put out the series. Really didn't get much. Really didn't get much feedback out of it. Didn't get that many views. But if I put out a video about women, a series about women, it's gonna get views. That's just what it is. I would like to chop up game about a whole bunch of other stuff.
You know, Ram, I think of and I'm not just saying it because I'm on here with you, but I think you do the best job of probably all of them in weaving that stuff into the topics about women, and that's why you get the draws, and I mean that's why you get the draw and the pull that you do from the manosphere, is that even though it may be titled in one way, you find a way, and I'm not even sure if it's even intentional. It just may be, you know, like the Asians say, way wu wei, doing not doing. It's just completely unconscious. You have a way of just weaving in the whole personal development aspect of it without the video having to be titled, you know, personal development, how to actualize yourself, you know, as a man. Yeah, you have the man of the series, but in most all your content, it comes from a basis or foundation of, you know, of betterment, of self-improvement, of personal development, and then how to deal with women, as because you have to have that foundation intact. And I think you do something good, but you know, you have guys that just focus solely on the woman aspect of it that don't weave that in. Yeah, but you do the best job of, you know, I think, in my opinion, of weaving that into your content into a way to where it's seamless.
I agree with that. I agree. Black Ram definitely does that the best way. I want to ask you guys, you think sometimes some of these YouTube, if a guy just live on this MGTOW, M-oA33, whatever content, you think will be harmful to them after a while though? Like if they're not like reading personal development books or just kind of living real life, urging this so long, you think that's healthy?
Like Marcus Brown said, we got new people who come into the community, and the people who are familiar with it, sometimes it's good to hear the same thing again. But like Preem was saying, it always goes back to you, your personal development, and being who you are. So it's mixed in. I would like to see the whole manosphere do more topics, and there are some who do other topics, like O'Shea Duke does a variety of topics. But even when O'Shea Duke do other topics, if he do a topic on women, it's just going to get more views. It's just how it is. And I think what I realize is this, gentlemen, most guys, for the most part, they can kind of deal with life. This is what I mean. They may not have the best financial circumstance, or not the best working circumstance, but the one thing that mostly all guys are concerned with or uncomfortable with is the female in their life, or females, period. So a guy may go to a job that he really don't like. He may not be making the money that he really want, but he can deal with that. He can find a way to cope with that. But this female, man, it's like, man, you know, it's like a thorn in the side. He wants to get some information, some knowledge, some wisdom, some understanding, or even if not that, he wants to have an outlet to express this female. Because let's cut to the chase, man. Whether we like it or not, women play a big part of our lives. Whether you're going your own way, whether you're dealing with them or not, they still play a big part of our lives. Just for the simple fact that somewhere in you desire them. Period. And here's the thing where there's always a disadvantage. Here's where it's always going to be a disadvantage for men. Men desire women more than women desire men. And women in society don't need men because the state takes care of them. The society takes care of them. So all you're left with is women who does or does not want to deal with you, but we're going to always desire them more than they desire us. And as long as they're the object of desire, they always win because you go after what you desire. She doesn't desire you like you desire her, so she always wins. Now, there are the rare brothers who women desire more than the average, but we're not talking about the rare brothers. We're talking about the 80%. So as long as our desire is set on them in any kind of way, they're always going to be the topic of conversation, and they're always going to be a thorn in our side. And it's going to be an addiction, and that's why we need the therapy.
No, I agree. So I'm not saying that we shouldn't talk about women at all. So I hope I'm not misunderstood in any way. I'm definitely like the topic. I got started off from Ram. I love your women as rental cars. That's super dope. I love those contents. Don't get me wrong. So I don't want it to be that. I don't want this subject to be around anymore. So that's definitely what I mean. I definitely agree with you, Ram, for sure.
And I want to respond to that too. I want to respond to that too. I would say that, yeah.
Let me get
go ahead.
Let me get Salah because he's been kind of quiet. I know his phone is messing up a little bit. Can you speak to us, Salah?
Yeah, that's my headphones. I just took my headphones out.
Okay.
I honestly agree. There's always the female aspect of it because that's what men are trying to escape. Is the trapment of the women, but um, like the saying goes, you can't get mad at a cat for meowing, you can't get mad at a dog for barking, and you can't get mad at a baby for crying. That's what women do. You just have to learn the game, and move on. What men need to understand is, once you get past that red pill rage, and
Mhm.
get past that, what else is there other than the rage? You have to be able to focus all that energy that you once spent trying to chase them and put it into something more productive, and you'll find yourself being more happy when you find that your life is more than chasing women.
And to appropriate a line from the brother Obsidian, who says about his show, some assembly is required. Think of Black Man's Radio. Some assembly is required, to appropriate that line. That same concept, and I've said this on several streams when folks have even gone after him as far as, oh, he just talked about this. I say, oh, well, let's talk about solutions. I said, listen, in this whole manosphere, like let's say if we just focus on the subject about women, the solutions are within the manosphere. And if you're a thinking Black man, you assemble your own solution, your own outcome. For instance, like once a brother goes through that red pill rage phase, okay, boom, he gets there, he makes a transition. And I'm not saying this to contest what everybody say. I think it's more to what Talibran was saying as far as whole MGTOW rage thing, is that at that point, now figure out the solution that works for you. And there are plenty of options. For example, you have the brothers like Marcus that, want to do the over, that are exploring, relationships overseas. You have the expat brothers that are living overseas. You have the brothers that choose to be in a relationship here stateside, but from operating from a position of strength, like Black Ram and Warren Lance. So there are different solutions out there to each individual person. You just have to assemble the outcome that works for you. Figure out what works for you, and there are plenty of options. For example, you have the brothers like Marcus that want to do the over, that's it. I'm done. I think the brother that just came in is echoing, dating something.
Yeah, you got to turn your the YouTube volume off. Yeah, just mute your mic, Afri, if you can.
But yeah, just go ahead and rephrase. Yeah, so the solution definitely exists in the manosphere, and I think it's a good thing that it's not just one cookie cutter way. So once a guy gets through that red pill, he's like, okay, I'm good. Now what I want to do? Do I want to deal with these bras from a position of strength? Okay, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and mess with Ram and Warren Lance. Oh, do I want to do the overseas thing? Oh, we got Mr. Tyler or Taylor made dreams. Or the other brother that Charles that rest in peace, who passed away, or more Marcus Brown, doing the overseas thing, or they may want to do the full-fledged expat thing. But you got the whatever other brothers that are providing that type of content too as well. So the solutions definitely exist, but it's not no ABC hand holding throughout the manosphere. If we're thinking Black men, then you can think your way to assemble the outcome that works for you.
True. Very true. It may be before we go to Afri Kingdom, it may be you had something you wanted to say?
Oh yeah, I was just saying I agree with the brother. The manosphere is good for giving brothers insight onto like dating and female nature, even the legal aspect of it, the marriage laws and stuff. But it can definitely, like, too much of consuming that can definitely be unhealthy for some guys. But I don't mind it in these big groups. Like, for example, this hangout right here. I don't mind. We could talk about wherever the conversation may take us. What bothers me is when brothers I talk to a lot of y'all one-on-one on Facebook and Snapchat and stuff like that, and especially the younger brothers. Like, we go through the red pill rage phase together, and I try to like lead them out of that, and then you realize that there's not much, there's no real substance beyond talking about the females, and I'll be like, okay, well, all right, brother, what you got going on? Like, you got any type of personal goals or any type of like ambitions? Like, you just freed up a lot of space on your hard drive with this red pill. So now, maybe some of the space that was occupying your brain on pursuing women or whatever the case may be, if your whole life was centered around females and now you don't have that anymore, what are you gonna fill that void with? And that's why I get frustrated. It becomes overwhelming, but I don't mind doing it. But yeah, like you gotta.
I see
Like
where
Black Man said, I've tried to talk about travel. I've talked about like philosophy, politics. You get a small pocket of brothers that be interested in those things. Even nutrition and dieting. I'm about to start back doing my diet videos.
Oh,
I don't know who gonna watch that. It's gonna be people that's not even involved in the manosphere, because the Red Pill brothers, like they be really focused on talking about the chicks all day. Even with the travel, like the travel talk, the only reason that got big was because of the sex tourism aspect. When you can go many other places that ain't got nothing to do with that.
And Marcus, I think that's that goes to the whole mind thing and the whole thing of what's possible and is it possible for me? Because I think when this whole thing started, you had a lot of the older heads there, and guys may see it and be like, well, those guys, they're older, they have careers, they already got the money stacked up. But me, I didn't go to college, this, that, whatever, and how am I going to get to that point? But what we have now, we have these younger brothers that are high for performance in the individuals like yourself, like the brother Scholar was talking, who's in his early 20s, and they're seeing these brothers in the same place that they are at, that are building things from scratch, that didn't have quote unquote the silver spoon and a leg up. They did it, they're self-made. And then once a man sees that and sees that if that's possible for him, and now he's getting that confidence, then he's gonna start realizing, well shit, this is possible for me too. So again, shout out to all these younger brothers that are coming in, that are transitioning. I know the work is hard. I know it gets tiring, but man, they got to see you. They got to see you, and they got to see that it's possible for a young man in his early 30s, or like Scholar, a young man in his early 20s who has that focus and that discipline, and that's getting it done, man. And they're like, man, these guys are doing it from scratch. They're self-made, and if they can do it, I can do it too. So, free shout out for that.
Great point. Let me get Afri Kingdom in here real quick. Let him introduce himself real quick.
What's up going on? This is Afri Kingdom, aka Expert Level Game. What's up, fellas?
What's happening, bro?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Good, man. So let me lay out some expert level game real quick, man. I think the problem is this, man. For one, well, it's a few issues. For one, people that are red pill think they got game, and that's not automatic. I'm about, like me on my channel, I'm about solutions. Like, okay, we understand female nature. Now, what are we gonna do about it? You know what I'm saying? And I kind of preach on a different level, man. And I call myself expert level game, because it's like a lot of people don't understand it because it's not their reality. And the point of it is like, I talk about travel, art, and all this kind of stuff. And it's really just about being on your purpose. That's not no cool little saying to say. When you're on your purpose and you're accomplishing your goals, women will chase you. Then you don't have to worry about pickup tricks. You won't have to worry about getting women to text you back. You don't have to do none of that. Because that's what women are attracted to, winners and leaders. And that's what I promote. I'm a winner. I'm a leader. I don't worry about my problems. I be worried about faking on chicks, and dang, I forgot to call her back, man. It's not that hard. It's that the guys are focusing on women, and they're doing everything for women. Do things for yourself, and the women are going to come.
That's right. And here go the
thing. What I'm saying?
I believe in being on your purpose. I believe in accomplishing your goals. But as long as that is not just for women, because then what's the point? Now, here go the thing. Having said that, Afri Kingdom, here go the point. And I want you guys to hear this.
I got one too.
Women should be just an accessory. She should be a side dish, of course. So if you on your purpose,
the amenities of a boss man.
Absolutely, and that's all it should be. It's one of those perks that come with it. It shouldn't be the purpose. It's a perk that comes with it. So because you live your lifestyle in a certain way, because you have these things going on, so when you go and listen to Raw Game from Afri Kingdom, when you go listen to a guy like AMS, when you go and deal with image and style, shout out to Kevin Samuels, you doing that because that's who you are as a person, and in doing so, women just automatically attracted to you. But that should not be the whole point or the point period. But go ahead.
And guess what, Black Ram? This is the whole thing. When you're on your purpose, you don't have time for women, so you're giving them something to chase.
Absolutely.
That's what you're doing.
That's gold.
You're giving them, if you're available all day, how can they chase you? They can't because you're right there. You know, when you're on your purpose, you got to sell women on your dream and get them on your team. And I just rhyme right there.
Absolutely.
You know, man, I'm pipping on the line, man. We got to get it going, man, for real. Like, just, I mean, serious. Like, man, you focus on your stuff. Like, I don't know if y'all follow me on Instagram. Like, okay, boo, I was just my last little post. I got my chick. She doing art and stuff now. Why? Because she wants to impress me. That's why she wants to show me that she likes what I want to do, and she's gonna do it too. I didn't ask her to do that. She's like, man, he's in the art, so the best way for me to get points for him is to be on his hype, and that's what happens when you a boss. That's what happens.
She coming into your world. You're not going into hers, right?
Right. And that's the way you want it. I always say, man, dudes think money is the answer. If you got money, that don't mean nothing. You're gonna have women chasing you for that money, but when you lose the money, the women are gone for one, and for two, if you don't have the mindset to handle the attention and the women that you're getting, you're not gonna know what to do with them. You're gonna be broke messing with the women, man. So you gotta have the mindset first. You gotta have the boss self first. That's what you got to put yourself first. You don't put no woman. I mean, you know, it's about where you at in life. You know, I be having emails and calls, and like some guys, man, it's like they're already defeated before they started. And that tells me what level of game they won, start one. And it tells me too that they are putting themselves below a woman. So if you're putting yourself below a woman, how you gonna reach her? You did?
That's good game right there. Anybody want to comment on that? That's a good game right there for sure.
You know,
expert level game.
I need that brother channel so I can subscribe. That brother.
Expert level game.
Right.
Hey, y'all, man, sub to my channel, man. We lit over here, man. I love all y'all black brothers, man. I support y'all, all of y'all.
You know, kind of piggyback on what he was saying, you know, I have men messaging me on Facebook all the time. Brothers who are just now becoming red pill. A guy I know named Jordan just hit me up. Oh, you know, I'm going red pill. My girlfriend, I found my girlfriend was cheating on me. He's depressed. He has no more purpose now. You know, and I'm, you know, he's like, what can I do? You know, how do I get women in this? You know, the first thing I told him was to focus on yourself and do the things that make you happy. Women should be the last thing that's on your mind, period. I don't care how good she looks. You know what I'm saying? Your happiness comes first as a man. That's what comes first. Doing what you love and loving what you do and combining that with your purpose by putting your lust and desires at the back burner, you know, and letting those things that make you as a man lead women to you. That's what your purpose
you gotta
should
bait
be.
them.
That's what your purpose should be. Not trying to, you know, center your life around trying to get women. And that's what I try to teach people, because, you know, I teach people IT, you know, because IT got me from what I was doing. You know, I was working in construction. Didn't want to do all that all my life. So young age, I started, I got my certifications in IT and I started working. And I said, hey, you know, this opportunity was given to me, so I'm going to start giving it to other men so they can make something out of themselves, so they can build their own business, so they can, you know, not just work that 9 to 5 or, you know, that job at Starbucks or Burger King. You know, there's a way out, but you got to take that way out. Like the brother was saying, it's more than just women. You got to build your own self up, man.
Mm-hmm.
Can I tell the fellas a quick secret, only y'all and whoever's listening?
Go ahead, bro.
Hey, man, it break down like this. 2 things. When you're on your purpose and you're doing what you want to do, like I play golf, right? So if I meet a woman playing golf, we already are connecting. There's no chasing. There's no campaigning, because we already have the same interests. That's how you meet the women. You don't go to the clubs and trick off money and doing all that. And all they doing is trying to take pictures and post and get validation from people online. That's all they doing. You know what I mean? So you be on your purpose, and you will get women who are on the same hype as you do. You know what I'm saying? And the more you're on your purpose, the better of quality of women you're gonna get, and the easier they're gonna get, because women just want to be sometimes women want to be with women, but sometimes they just want to be associated with a winner. They just want to be associated with you. You don't even have to, you know, guys figure like, oh, if I got a lot of money, I gotta buy her Gucci bags and all that. No, you can, but if you let them tell you that's what you have to do, you got to be stern on what you say. And that's the problem with brothers, man. They try to like kind of lay down a little lightweight foundation, and Soon as the girl don't budge, then they fall flat and be like, okay, whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? And like that's why I always kick saying have a rotation. I don't even kick saying have a rotation because it's about having multiple women. But the point of it is, like me, if I'm with a woman right now and she just tripping, I'm not gonna cuss her out. I'm not gonna ask her why she tripping. I'm just gonna shift over to the left real quick or the right, and then she'll come back because she's wondering why he ain't worried about me.
Exactly.
And it just fixes itself.
Exactly.
You know.
And here go the thing. That's not something that you just can have a mental assent to. That got to be in you. Because if you really worry, then you're going to text and say, baby, what's wrong? You got to really, really, really internalize that. And that's where
women are not $1 million.
Go ahead, bro.
Oh, I just said women not $1 million. That's guys got to realize that they're cherishing you. You're treating these women like you're a fan, and that's how they treating y'all. And that's how we got MGTOW, and that's how we got Red Pill. If you a stand up alpha guy, you're gonna stand up for yourself. If you're not leading, how can she follow? Right? Y'all just standing there looking at each other, looking for somebody to do something first. No, you grab her hand and say, "Come with me. I'm about to lead you to this boss lifestyle, man. And if you ain't with it, then guess what? Somebody that's smarter than you was gonna get with it, and then you see that, and they gonna want to get with it. Now you got two."
And I can agree with that, African, but I would disagree with this one thing though. Not all MGTOW and IBMOR are IBMORs and MGTOWs because they can't get the woman. They're just simply tired of the process and they just want out of it. They just tired of dealing with it. And like I had Darius MGTOW on earlier, he still deal with women, but he on the pump and dump.
Yeah.
And most of us, and there are very, let me say this, there are very few MGTOW and IBMOR who don't deal with women at all. Most of all of us, myself included, are dealing with women in one way, in one form or another, Anybody else want to speak to that real quick?
Oh, just really quick, gentlemen. I appreciate talking to all y'all this evening. I'm about to go ahead and jump off really quick, and the rest of you brothers have a great night.
You too.
Appreciate that.
All right, peace.
And Marcus A. Brown has a channel, and Tyler Ryan, the great Tyler Ryan, tell us about your channel real quick, and tell people what your channel is about so they can subscribe.
Yeah, man. My channel, I consider myself the advisor of kings, man. I have an interview with Afi King, who's just talking expert level game. We have a really great interview that most of you are really into. I'm really about flipping the game on women, man. Like it's like the 48 Laws of Power, man. People say it's an evil book, it's terrible, but you still have to know it so you can defend yourself against people using the laws against you. And that's pretty much me, man. I help not just in the women aspect, but to build, like your empire. Get your finances right, get your education, your skills right, get everything right. And of course, we talk about the women and how to really move around. You're a king and how to choose a queen, man. Avoiding bad women. I talk about that a lot, man. And yeah, so that's pretty much my channel.
Appreciate that. MAB, tell us about your channel, bro. I know you've been putting out content more on a regular basis lately.
Yes,
what you got going over there, MAB?
Yeah, my channel is the MAB Experience. It stands for Marcus A. Brown, the Marcus A. Brown Experience. That's here on YouTube. That's also my Patreon. MAB Experience on all the social media platforms, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter. I also got a book on Amazon called Just Another Book Niggas Ain't Gonna Read. Pardon the language, but that's the actual title of the book. That's available on paperback and ebook format. And that pretty much covers like self-actualization. I wouldn't compare it to 48 Laws of Power, but Robert Greene is one of my favorite authors. It's kind of modeled after somewhat of a 48 Laws of Power, talking about different pitfalls, different political strategies, different ways of negotiating and getting things that you want in life. As far as my channel, I'm all over the place with the channel. Sometimes I do travel vlogs, sometimes I do political commentary, sometimes I do MGTOW or Red Pill content. So it's just whatever I feel like at the time.
Absolutely. And dating mindset, before we get out of here, before I make my closing statements, tell us about your channel so people can subscribe, bro.
Oh, okay. One thing real quick though. I understand big MGTOW guys and stuff. Some of them do with the ladies, but my point is the focus is on the ladies, not yourself. That's what I mean. That's what I meant by that. But my channel, Dating Mindset of Raw Game, man, it's really not a dating site, but you get a lot of dating game. But I got a travel vlog on there. I do books of the week, to elevate yourself. I vlog. Sometimes I'm out on a date and I kind of make a topic out of it. I do subscriber topics, and it's about really it's dating mindset. The mindset is the most important part of it. So it's not dating mindset. It's mindset. It's having the mindset to be a boss. And when you're a boss, if you like ladies, it's the amenities of it. You know what I'm saying? If you don't, then you can't lose being the boss either. You know what I mean? So there's no downfall to it, man. So yeah, y'all check me out, sub. I always get back. I always reply to my emails. I always reply to all my comments, man. It makes my day.
Appreciate that. And Sylar, you don't have a channel, am I correct, brother?
Yeah, you're correct. I've been getting
Not yet,
people
anyway.
asking, not yet, anyways. I get getting people to ask me to make one, so I might make one.
Yeah.
But you can find
Do
me on
it.
Facebook. It's J A Anoki, which is JAYA.ONOKI. I put a lot of MGTOW comment on there. I do a lot of live streams. Talk about different subjects. And I'm pretty sure I might have started my podcast with my one of my close friends. So we can be on the lookout for that and start my own YouTube channel, because I've been trying to do MGTOW content for a minute now. And like everybody else was saying, I found your channel. You break things down. Almost like a father-son conversation. There's only a few MGTOW content and M-oA content providers that do that. Like Human and Stardust, and So I appreciate finding your channel, and I appreciate the Manosphere and everybody else who support it and support me and all the other brothers.
Cool. And I'd like to thank you guys for taking time to come on and
Thanks,
chat.
Black Ram.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. And definitely wish you brothers continued success. And I'm gonna try to do more of these, pushing forward into the
She
future.
Will Not Love You. Y'all go look at his videos. The best video of all time.
Absolutely. Appreciate you, bro.
My favorite, at least.
And before we end, can I get the brother Talleyrand his channel one more time?
Yeah, Talleyrand, somebody want to drop that in the chat again?
Yeah, I subbed to Data Mindset, and I added the last brother on Facebook just now, so I'm gonna stay tuned.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna subscribe to you, Marcus. I'm gonna drop it in the chat, and for sure, man.
Yeah, let me mark mine in the chat too, man. Y'all fellas.
Yes, sir. Okay, I appreciate y'all, bros, and thanks again for having me on.
Hey, Marcus. Hey, no problem, bro. And I want to have you on again, man. Send me an email, Marcus. I actually was trying to get you on before. I got a topic that I want a couple of brothers to pitch in on, and I definitely want you to come on, Marcus, and talk about a few things, bro. So drop me an email at Black Ram so I can contact you, so we can plan on some future shows, brother.
Oh, definitely.
And I already got Talleyrand and Dave Mindset. I know how to reach you guys. What you just heard here was Red Pill Knowledge Darius earlier, followed by a group of individuals who are also red pillars. What you've heard is men who have built themselves up and men whose goals are to build other men up. So take what you heard here, use it, put it in your arsenal, and Most High willing, we'll be back with more hard-hitting information, more red pill content. This is the Manosphere. This is about us building together. We might not always agree on things. We all have different perspectives, but the beauty of the Manosphere is this, that we can disagree. And we can also still come together and respect each other's differences and opinions, thoughts, and ideas. And I hope to do this again. I'd like to thank my moderators. I'd like to thank everybody on the panel for joining and coming in, taking time out of your Monday night to listen to what I got to say and what others got to say. Appreciate everybody for joining in and coming around. And hopefully we can do this in the future. And with that said, Jack Carby gonna hop in next time. Looking forward to that, Jack Carby. And with that said, this is Black Ram 313, and I'm out. Peace, brothers.
Peace.
All right.
Peace, man.
Peace.